have balls. Where? What? How are you? Plunky. Hi, you're why though, how am I? I'm okay, thank you. Hi, Frogster. Oh no, Gary with hempuli, I have to ruin my best behavior now? What do you mean? Hempuli's a memer. No, no you don't. Hempuli's a giant ship poster. Hi, Modular. You only got here early because of my tweet? Oh shit. Why they're using Twitter for its intended purpose? Hempuli can be bought off with bad puns? Exactly. The knee slapping or the better? Just apology because you don't swear here. No, because I don't, like, say slurs and, like, hate people for no reason. You followed me because you liked the vibe here. Yeah, you can swear all the fuck you want. Dude, yeah, I have, like, the mouth of a sailor and a trucker. Like if they had a baby. I hate Twitter, but I like Twitter. Yeah, I like Twitter for art and music, and then for the rest of it, I don't really care about Twitter. But you know, as a content creator, you kind of have to be on social media, unfortunately. So, because I do art stuff, Twitter is the one that I've picked. Twitter's great. Twitter's great for screaming into the void. Yeah. Is the music too loud? Am I too quiet? How are we doing, chat? I'm a bit quiet? Okay. There's actually good social media if you want to be multilingual. You didn't mean lower the music, you have trouble hearing me without it? When will I make a rabbit and have it overlaid in animation triggered by my Mike the Budget VTuber? You're watching Better Call Saul until you looked at the time and it was 2 a.m. Nice. Okay, let me see if I can turn up my microphone. Okay, how's that? Did that change anything? Better? Okay. Also, Frogster, I am gonna have PNG tubers actually. It's the next, it's my next sub goal. Hi, Max, how are you? Now there's a constant fuzz. Okay, that might be my fan. It might also be spelunky. Yummy white noise. Now it's good? Okay. Have a good lurk, Garf. How's everybody's day going? We haven't played anything together in a while. You can fix that. We have the capabilities. We have the technology. Impossible. Oh, okay. Oops. Hempuli's just getting everything set up on his end. Did Bully say video call with Humane Society can happen on Saturday? Grandma Doggo updates. We can ask him when he gets here. Oh, that'd be so exciting. Little grandma dog. She's so sweet. Hempuli in the Spelunky stream real? Yeah. Hello ADR, welcome on in. How's it going? Why though? What the fuck? Get to make cringe jokes like Spelunky is dead. Kick. It's not dead. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, chat. How do I need to make Hempuli louder? Or to make RV louder? Can you hear him over the music?
I need to check that I'm actually using the correct microphone. Yeah, it's using the good microphone and not the bad microphone.
And not your webcam microphone? Which is usually what happens.
Spelunky is super loud. Just a moment, I'll need to make things.
What? I can't hear you over your Spelunky music.
Really?
No, not really.
Okay, because I wouldn't have been surprised. But yeah, okay. Good. I do need to hear the sound, but the music can be kind of... Yeah, that seems good. Then for the controls, or I guess gameplay, I really want to...
Are you a keyboard player?
I'm a keyboord player, yes. Yes,
Oh,
I'm old school.
I don't understand. How do you platform with a keyboard? It doesn't make any sense to me. Hi, Silver.
I kind of like how, especially compared to an analog stick, I like how on a keyboard you can kind of immediately turn around or like change the direction instead of having to kind of like go through the like neutral position.
Yeah, I use the D-pad. I don't use no damn control. Analog stick is weird. Wait, I'm stupid. Hempuli made Baba. What the fuck? Yes, why though? We've been through this like a lot of times. Nordic accent and a real gamer input user. I know. What more could you want in a guest?
Oh, okay. So I can't bind the same thing, like going through the door to the up arrow, and also have it be the look up.
No.
What do I want to?
Sev.
Let's go with space.
I will send you an invitation. You can click it whenever you're ready.
I wonder, is there kind of like a... I don't think, like in the old version there was a possibility of making it so that you can press, you can hold down arrow to run, and I really like that over holding left shift. But I don't think that's an option here. Okay, let's go with some really odd.
But there is.
Okay, I think I'm good.
You can make it so that it's toggle, if that's helpful at all. I don't know. I play with run on. I think so.
Yeah, I prefer playing that way, but I guess I'll try using. I have some kind of a setup. So how do we do the multiplayer thing?
I sent you an invite on Steam. If you don't see it, I can send another one.
Yeah, just a moment. I'll need to manage the Steam, whatever. There we go. Okay. The walls are shifting.
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
He's done it.
Sadly, I don't have
any of the
like,
characters
your
unlocked.
amazing graphics packs, so I'll just go with
Rafi. He's a Rafi player, chat.
yeah, Rafi. I'm a Rafi main.
Let's go.
Okay. I'll need to. Okay, there's a little bit of a delay. I need to make sure that I. Okay, that's a bomb.
There is an input
So
delay
what's
option
it's
that
not
you
bad.
can.
Just like a minor input delay.
I mean, you can change it.
I assume it's just like a multiplayer thing.
Yes.
Yeah. But so what's the goal in this game? What are you like doing?
What am I doing? Let's go to Cosmic Ocean.
It's but it's like, what is this video game you speak of?
You run around
yeah.
and you jump and you
Getting
do the thing.
these controls. So is this the game where, I don't know, what's the worst joke I could make here? Like, is this the game where you build forts and there's a knight?
Yeah, there's building in this game.
There definitely could be. Like, it wouldn't be completely out of place, but it would maybe overcomplicate the controls a little bit.
Oh, it's 100%.
Okay, so...
How dare you?
It would be nice to see your chat, but I'm not sure if my laptop can handle
Yeah,
both
that's
at the same time.
Is this Undertale? Yes. He's such a gamer.
More like Blundertail.
See, chat, I told you he's a meme word. Okay, go get
I'm not a
go
meme
get the
lord,
bomb
I'm a
box.
Joke connoisseur.
Same
However
thing.
you pronounce that.
Go buy the
I'm
bomb
glad
box in
that
the
you
shop.
acknowledge that. Oh, nice. And I'm glad that you acknowledge that. Like,
I said
puns
purchase
are the
it.
best kinds of jokes. So, are you going to like kill the shopkeeper every single time?
No,
or
I'm not even
are you
gonna.
going
No,
to-
we have money. I said come up here and purchase them. Get the bomb box.
I want to get the
Ujet?
Ujet eye first. So yes, I want the eye. But yeah, so it might be that killing the shopkeeper, even when the situation calls for it, might be a little bit much for my skill level. So
Yeah, that's why we're not going to.
be kind. But
Be kind,
like
rewind.
in future.
Yeah.
Be kind, rewind. I don't know. What was that movie about? Even I don't. Never seen it.
No, that's what they say for like video stores when they used to be like on tapes.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought that was the name of a movie, but okay.
I don't know. Yes, why though?
I'm from Finland, so I don't know these things called words. Finnish doesn't use words.
Well, you just
We
have
use
guttural
noises.
sounds.
Yeah. Oh, ow, ow.
Oh God, he's gonna die.
That was.
Never mind, he's fine. He's a gamer.
The like absolute spelunky experience. That was the absolute spelunky experience. What's here? Oh no, you'll find out.
Wait, come
anyway.
here.
Oh, what does it show? If... Oh, okay. So all the characters have like a special.
Yeah, they have a stunned ghost sprite. Ow.
The like lore thing with the actual ghost when you photograph her is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
So it's time for Quill back.
William. Yep. Oh, you killed me.
Oh, sorry. So I guess I got like ghost stunned and I released my ice breath accidentally. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's why you shouldn't eat mental
It's par for the course.
pills or whatever, like lozenges.
Lozenges. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't you. It was a caveman. It kind of looked like you really got killed there, but
Wow, what?
But I almost got killed here.
But I'm wearing yellow. What do you mean? I have a hat and everything. Tina doesn't look like a caveman.
But like when there's a lot of, I could like continue with the joke, but in reality, like when there's a lot of stuff going on, like dust clouds and whatever, then it's actually pretty difficult to sometimes tell. Kind of.
That's fair. This game is a lot.
Actually happening.
Especially if you don't play it very much.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. Sparky's weapon shop.
I'm actually naked. Yeah, but on Hempuli's end, I'm playing as Tina. So,
oh yeah, what is your like skin in your own stream?
Oh, I'm my bunny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like multiple your bunnies in your?
Yes, I have 2 versions.
Okay.
I have the first one that I made, which was like the first sprite work I ever did, and then I have the newer one, which is the one I'm using right now.
Is that you have like a glitched version of the bunny, or that's a different character?
A glitched version?
There's like a glitched bunny that has really chaotic animations that your friend made.
Oh, that Mongo made the crust one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so not glitch but crust.
Yeah,
okay.
crust.
Ah!
How's your day been?
Do you have the key?
Yeah, I got the eye
okay.
already.
Okay. And I mistook a door for the. My day has been pretty uneventful. I've been. I slept a lot last night. I went to get some Chinese food, and a bit kind of. For several days now, I've been having this kind of a feeling of really wanting to do stuff, like having a lot of game ideas or whatever, but more like daydreaming about it instead of actually creating anything.
I mean, like, creating is hard.
Fairly common.
This is understandable.
Sorry? Yeah, it kind of sucks. Like, I've noticed. I even read an article describing this kind of situation where you feel that you have a ton of game ideas, but you don't really actually want to implement any of them. Like, there's an article I read years ago that called it big game fever, where you're kind of like don't really want to actually work on anything but have really big ideas.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes fun, because obviously it's fun to just kind of like daydream about cool projects that would take forever to make, and I'm actually never going to create for reals. But at the same time, it definitely sucks when you're like kind of like, oh, I want to do all these cool things, and you kind of secretly know that, no, I will never do those.
Yeah, it's called ADHD.
I would say that there's a slight difference between kind of like a yeah, I would imagine that there's
some overlap, I think.
ADHD.
Yeah,
like it's kind of like a ADHD but without the kind of hyperactivity part, and more just kind of a momentary lack of motivation because I want to get to the like cool stuff immediately.
Yeah, you don't want to have to do any of the boring stuff to get to the cool stuff. You just want the cool stuff to happen immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a very good explanation.
Wait, Hempuli, are you telling me I'm never going to make that procedurally generated planet life sim?
Yeah, that kind of exactly that kind of stuff. Like it's currently I don't think I would even want to make a
fucking dead.
procedurally generated planet sim. Did you? Oh, you died. Oh. I thought I could make that jump.
We're very good.
And I think you might be able to, but I couldn't. And I was even laughing, like jokingly laughing at you dying right at the same time when that happened, so. Oh wow, that was fast.
So what have you been working on? What is the game that you've been working on stream?
I've actually had a bit of a break, or not really, not actually a break, more like a, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe it, but I kind of got a little bit sick of streaming, and it started feeling like a
chore,
like a lot of work. So I kind of around midsummer, I kind of didn't stream for one day, and then I got into that cycle where every time I should stream, I feel that I don't actually kind of want to stream, and then well, I'll just go to sleep and I'll stream tomorrow. So I'm planning to. I'm technically intending to stream after this stream, because it's been a while since I've streamed like Baba Is You related stuff. But
it does sound like burnout a little bit.
It's kind of like a.
Why did you blow me?
I was intending to like.
He's memeing on me.
Annoy the shopkeeper, but you were already in the process of stealing, so it kind of.
It backfired a little bit.
Not backfire, but like not accumulated, but like went south faster than
intended.
Yeah.
Look out below.
But yeah, currently I kind of, as said, I'm kind of in the mood of making all kinds of random stuff. I'm not really in the mood of working on Baba Is You, but since Baba Is You is kind of the thing that people like most out of what I do, I feel that I feel somewhat obligated to work on Baba Is You at least a little bit anyway.
Right.
But outside of Baba Is You, I think I'm going to like just do whatever random things.
Like fix up some of your old games and stuff like you were doing before? Hang on, don't... Oh, I was gonna say the door's over here.
Oh, the door's over there. Oh, whoops. I'll
Binding of Isaac?
spend
No.
my...
Oh, dear.
Yeah, but don't play Binding of Isaac. Binding of Isaac is old news. Oh, I don't have any... Oh,
I think
do
I
we have
a
less
rope.
ropes? Like, do we have fewer ropes when playing multiplayer?
So it totals up to 4, so we both have 2 bombs and 2 ropes each.
Okay, yeah, that's how it seemed when I suddenly noticed that I don't have the usual 4 ropes that I thought I would have.
So thank you for the bits.
But yeah, I've been kind of interested. Have you ever played any of the like Zachtronics games? I assume not.
Can you give me an example of one?
Yeah, like programming games. Shenzhen
No, God,
IO,
no.
TIS.
Okay, I'm gonna freeze him and then take all the stuff.
Okay.
Okay, stand closer to, like, pick up the bomb box. Down and the whip button.
Oh, yeah, like pick up it already.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, and then I'm gonna freeze him, and then you're gonna take everything. Ready?
Okay.
He's done it.
Hey.
Yeah, no, Zachtronics games are, like, too big brain for me. My brain's too small.
Yeah. That was good teamwork. I feel that they used to be that way for me. Like, I enjoy puzzle games and I don't really mind difficult puzzle games, but Zachtronics games are usually, in my mind, about kind of optimization, and I don't enjoy that almost at all. I don't really want to kind of... I don't want to build machines and try to optimize my machines. I don't find that fun. So I've been kind of writing them off for years, but then more recently, in the recent years, I guess partially because of Baba Is You, I've kind of realized that, wait a second, there can be like some of them might actually be fun to play, even if I don't want to optimize things.
Yeah,
so,
you just play it to play it, and you don't, like, have to 100% the game.
Yeah, like, approach them as just puzzle games instead of this kind of, like, machine building optimization things. Can you get into the door?
Yes. Oh,
maybe not. Okay, I'll try to
yeah,
get
just
to the
go.
door.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'll come back on the
sorry,
next
I was
level
too late.
anyway. All good. Do you
Does
have a favorite game of all time? Chat would like to know.
Your mom. No.
Get got, Frogster.
Ow. I was actually intending that joke to be intentionally like so bad that it doesn't make sense, but it kind of does make sense, which makes it
does, which
kind of icky. So sorry about like making a bad joke that was accidentally less nonsensical than I hoped. Anyway, so I have played too many games that I feel that I can't really indicate a genuine like absolute favorite out of all games.
Okay.
But I guess there would be favorite games in some like specific genres or specific qualifiers.
Okay.
For example, Shadow of the Colossus is one of my all-time favorites. Like
It's a good game.
absolute all-time favorites. It's really, really good, and it's kind of one of those games where it's hard for anything to really displace it.
Yeah.
Because it's so. It has the nostalgia, of course, and it also has the kind of like the sense of scale. The kind of it's just so.
Yeah, it's got a lot. It's a
beautiful.
It's a very well made game, so it's hard to replace it.
Yeah, no, I feel that technically there could be.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Technically, there could be another game that kind of does the same thing, but even better, like Shadow of the Colossus 2 or something. But I feel that then that one wouldn't have the kind of like a uniqueness of the original. Like it wouldn't be a new thing, so it would be very difficult for something to kind of do get the exact same wow from me.
Yeah.
So can we both do the?
We can both do the challenge. Yeah.
Should we both do it or? There's only one pickaxe. Okay, so.
Here, find it. It's the bow's always on the bottom row. Like it's always like near the bottom.
Yeah.
How much time do you have in Spelunky? Oh, he's done it. Oh! I said, how much time do you have in Spelunky?
Whoops. Sorry, I didn't realize that the backswing would actually hit you.
I've been assassinated.
I played like dozens of hours of like the original
of HD or classic?
Spelunky. Classic.
Oh, okay.
I played like maybe 10 hours of HD and then like 1 hour of Spelunky 2. So
okay.
I
you have to destroy the magic.
I played Spelunky Classic when it was in development, like when Derek, you started posting it on the forums. We were hanging out on the same forums, so I kind of got my fill of Spelunky during those years of when Derek was still kind of implementing things.
Okay.
And when Spelunky HD came out, I was so used to the classic that I wasn't really into the HD. I never got super far in it. I think I got to Olmec once in HD, and that was pretty much it. I wasn't really interested in playing any further. And I still do kind of prefer the classic over HD, which I know is like one of those
sacrilege.
I liked this thing before it was cool, man.
Oh, you're a hipster.
Things, but yeah, I'm totally a hipster.
Oh, by the ropes. By the ropes.
Oh, by the
yeah,
ropes.
we need them so bad.
Oh yeah, we don't have any ropes.
Did I play Crosscode on stream? Yeah, a little bit. Do you remember what the name of that forum was?
It's the TIG source forum, the independent gaming source forum. It was kind of like it was a very influential indie gaming forum about 12 years ago. Like for example, Minecraft was originally like when Hatsune Miku released the very first test build of a Minecraft. It was on the independent gaming source forums, and I actually have like a forums comment like 1 month after Hatsune Miku made the very first post about it, of me like, hey, this is really cool. I went to look some months ago, so it's like a
blast from the past.
It's definitely, yeah. It's one of those places that kind of, if there's some kind of clout to be had as an indie developer, for me, I guess like Take Source forums is like one part of them, and that's also where I got to know quite a bit of like my indie developer friends.
Okay, I don't have any way to get over there. We're dead. We're gonna go to jungle, I think, next time.
Okay. Yep.
Have you played Crosscode?
Crosscode. No, I watched a full Let's Play of Crosscode. Crosscode is maybe, at least like theme-wise, it's not hugely my cup of tea. It's I'm not a very big fan of that kind of like, hey, we are playing a fake online multiplayer game, and the puzzle system and the kind of the way it does boss fights is also not super my thing. I'm very bad at dealing with fighting systems that depend on like enemies being very damage spongy, and I feel that Crosscode kind of did that with the bosses, where it's like you can shoot a lot of projectiles very quickly, and to accommodate that, the bosses have a lot of HP, and it kind of requires you to spam a little bit. I might be misremembering, but that's kind of my recollection of the fighting.
That's fair enough.
But I assume that you're the biggest fan of Crosscode, and now I made you angry.
No, that was a chat question. I played some Crosscode. I didn't play like a huge amount of it or anything.
I've in general had a problem of not playing too many games. I've mentioned this on chat previous. Whoops.
Whoops.
I jumped to spikes. Whoops. But yeah, it's kind of like for the past like 6 or 7 years, I've played less and less, or fewer and fewer games, as you would say grammatically, and it's not looking to really change. Like I have Outer Wilds on my playlist and some other games. Also, when I mentioned the Zachtronic stuff, they just released their last game, BBS Last Call, or was it Last Call BBS?
Oh, okay.
And I'm interested in checking that out, but I wonder when I will actually check that out. There's also Disco Elysium that I bought but haven't really played that much, and blah 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 blah. Like, it's hard to actually play games nowadays.
Yeah. Well, I feel because you're like making them too, right? So.
yeah. It's probably partially kind of a burnout due to making them. But I think it's also kind of like a situation where I feel like a sense of obligation to play games. So even if I would enjoy the games, it feels like a chore to an extent.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a huge bummer, because when I last played games more actively in like 2019, I played a couple of. Like, there's a Sunless Skies and a Short Hike, which I both enjoyed quite a bit.
Oh, Short Hike is so good.
Short Hike is so good.
I love that game.
So it would be nice to play a little bit more. That life was mine.
He stole my stuff.
I'm like enabling you to be vegan. I'm doing a good thing. Oh, we didn't go to jungle.
Oh no, we definitely didn't. I'm so used to going volcanic is the problem.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I can.
Oh fuck!
That was a very bad move from me.
You don't have any ropes. I don't foresee this. I think I'm gonna just.
Yeah, this probably won't go well, but. Okay, saving both of us time. But yeah, just to return to an earlier thing, one of the things that I would really that I'm interested in making right now would be some kind of a silly, like a slightly programming related thing. Not really, again, nothing super like a...
Not Zectronics level.
Yeah, not something like that, but maybe something lighter. Like I kind of like the idea of making a Baba Is You game where instead of solving the kind of puzzles where you actively move in the puzzles, you instead kind of, almost sacrificed myself there. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
It's okay, you can almost sacrifice
instead
yourself
you
as
would
much
kind
as you want.
of use the blocks to kind of write code. So it would be like a programming game, but in Baba Is You. I think that could be
That'd
fun.
be cool. That's like probably one of the only ways I would check it out, like programming games. They're too big brain for me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely. I've noticed that, like over the years, I've learned to get the kind of satisfaction in, and if there's like a simple programming system and it has some like funny quirks, I've kind of become nerd enough that it seems interesting to kind of play around with them as long as I don't have to kind of find the perfect solution.
For sure. Hi, Quantum.
Is it actually like a big brain play in multiplayer to sacrifice yourself so the other player can get Kali bonuses?
The Kapala? It depends. If you go to the Gist shop and you happen to get a Kapala there, it's good. But typically I wait to get to the Kapala so we can get 2 of them with the clone gun.
Oh, okay. Okay. So so clone gun. Okay. So you normally only get 1 if you don't do like special magic.
Yes. And even then there's still RNG based, like there's 3 presents in the Gist shop, and it's not guaranteed that you're going to get a Kapala.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out.
I'll bonk him to death. Whoops.
You don't have spike shoes. You're not going to be able to bonk him to death. Oh, you bombed him though. Okay.
Like, if you really believe in yourself, you can do anything, and that's how.
Do you want to keep the turkey? I can just go to the exit, and you can keep the turkey.
No. It's I don't really. How do I jump off the turkey?
Look up. Yeah.
Look up and jump. Okay, there we go. But it's like if you believe in yourself, you can do anything, and that's how you end up with a United States political system.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if something is wrong, it's because you are too lazy.
Oh no.
And the same goes for games. Like all games actually have secretly coded the ability to do everything. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why you can't do everything is because you are too lazy.
Yeah, you just didn't try hard enough. Sorry, Chad.
Yeah. It's one of my friends from the Tick Source days made a game. I don't remember the name anymore, but the idea is that you are at the edge of a cliff and you are told that you can jump by pressing shift, and if you really believe in yourself hard enough, you can fly by pressing shift.
What?
And I never, all that ever happened when I played it was that I would jump off the cliff and die. And people on the forums told me that, well, you just didn't believe in yourself hard enough. And some people even made posts where they had succeeded in flying, and I never really figured out if that was like a bit or if the game actually had some secret way of being able to fly.
It sounds like a bit. Send it.
I kind of like the idea that there was like a 1 time out of 10,000 you actually managed to fly. But it's even if that wasn't true, it was a good a metaphor for
life.
Beauty and life. Do you want to go to the
Oh, absolutely. Puzzle? Yeah, I just wanted to drop the dog off.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-oh.
Well.
It's okay. We'll
We
get
haven't met Van Horsing, so I guess can I help with the?
Yeah, you can absolutely
lab?
murder him for me. Just don't murder me instead.
I'll try. No
To
guarantees.
murder me? Or try not to murder me. Let's be clear.
Yeah. It's. I didn't murder you murder you there.
True.
But yeah, my aim is a little bit, or accuracy is a little bit low. Okay, here we
Let's
go.
go.
Bonk.
Didn't even stand a chance.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to bring the men?
It's fine. Like,
Okay, I'll bring one man.
Oh. One man.
That's all
I
we
was
need.
hoping to use the ghost breath to break the ghost pot, just for fun, but you were too fast.
I know your tricks. You're trying to get me killed.
But only in like a friendly way where you can
Oh, of
still
course.
succeed. Except that one time. It was an accident. Can you actually destroy lava with the ice breath?
Yes. Oh,
that's
shit.
cool.
Okay, well, Ton's mad. I gotta remember that. That's the Baba guy? It is
How
the
did
Baba
you
guy.
get-
Hi, Roach.
How did you get blah 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 like the Tan's chaotic brother to appear?
Beg?
Was it like angering Kali?
Yes, you have to blow up a Kali altar, and then the next time you see a Kali altar, he'll be on it. And then if you want to get the true crown, you have to be cursed after the first time you see him on an altar, and then find another altar. So you have to have at least 3 altars.
Okay.
To find
So angering Tan is pointless.
Yeah, angering Ton is yeah, it doesn't do anything for the beg side of the quest.
Does it do anything like? Does it do anything else? Of note? Except make Tan appear and try to murk you.
I mean, if you don't, you can't, like, so she's got, there's, like, so there's the challenge that we just did, the moon challenge to get the bow. There's the one in, Tide Pool and in Temple that gives you the elixir or the clone gun. If you don't kill her enough times and she's still angry, you won't be able to get those items. So I'm gonna make sure that she does.
Okay, so wait, did you mean that making her angry is necessary, or that making her angry makes things more difficult?
It makes them a little more difficult.
Okay, so yeah, so there's no good, all bad. Oh no!
It's okay, she's dead. It's not important. We're good. I just have to
I
get her
was
killed
just wondering,
one more
like,
time.
if I could secretly make a big brain play, but turns out I was just a jerk.
I mean, if you wanted to troll, there are many ways to do such things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Be careful. There's an angry shopkeeper at the end. Here, I'll put a bomb down.
Good point. Also, I don't have any bombs, so I can't detonate the way.
There you go.
Although, talking about game ideas, I've been pondering about that, like, fishing game idea.
Yeah.
Or like what kind of fishing game I would make if I were to make a fishing game. And I have to admit that right now I probably wouldn't want to make like a true fishing game, but instead some kind of like a, I don't know, something like Organ Trail, where it's kind of like either a mini game or more like abstracted.
Right.
So unfortunately, I might be a little bit too puzzle brain to make a kind of a
truly puzzle.
just fishing, like
yeah.
how it is in Short Hike.
That's fair.
I was thinking of maybe like some kind of a
I hate this.
Tetris-like thing where you place fish blocks in a grid.
Yo, let's go. I'd play that. Wait, don't send him all the way down. I need him.
Oh, why?
To get the Ankh.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. Too late.
Alright.
I was already in a pit, so
That's okay.
I would have probably died if I tried to kind of avoid that, so sorry about that.
That's okay. All good. Have fun doing all my low percent.
I am Waddler. I can carry your items deeper into
Hi, Ivy. Thank you for the raid.
Do we go to the tide pool or should we go to the temple?
Go tide pool, yeah.
Okay. Tide pod, my favorite place.
Tide pod? Don't eat Tide Pods, Chad.
Yeah, don't. They taste like bunnies, but bunnies taste like poison.
What? Oh, watch out.
I'll use the assassin to my benefit. I failed.
That's for you. I already have
Going
these.
for. Have you played Spelunky Classic?
No.
Okay.
I've played HD and I've
I
played...
kind of miss some of the... There are a couple of items that were in Spelunky Classic that didn't make it kind of outside of it. There was a bow and arrow
That's for
that
you.
wasn't in HD but reappeared in 2. But there was also a pistol, which was like shotgun but weaker.
Oh.
I kind of liked the... Oh, yeah. Yay! Was there something else? I can't immediately remember, but it's like... There's a good... Like at this point, there's enough Spelunky that it's fun to recall those things that were, but are no longer.
Yeah, they just had the 10-year HD anniversary for Spelunky.
Mm-hmm.
So how old is Classic then?
I think Classic was like Derek started posting about it in 2008, I think. Wait a second, Tan is not angry?
No, because if you kill her 3 times after you've angered her, she becomes not angry. For some reason, murdering her is the way you make her not mad at you anymore. I don't really understand.
Did you kill Tan 3 times?
Well, I mean, we killed her the first time, like, when she got angered, and then I killed her 2 more times, yes.
Oh, okay, I completely missed the times you killed her. Well,
well, because she spawns, I know that she spawns at the beginning of the level 30 seconds.
like 20 seconds after the level starts or something?
30, yeah.
30, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to drop that.
Congratulations on getting poisoned.
Thanks. This is my live stream. Did you see the damsel?
I haven't seen any
I'm dead.
dams. Oh, well. I'll try to save you. I guess I'll take the clone gun and try not to use it. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I didn't get your stuff. Wait a second. Is the... Oh, okay, so the cape is not toggle, but hold.
Yes.
Can you change that?
No.
Ugh. I prefer toggle. Okay, there we go.
I'm alive!
Yay! Okay, come get the clone gun. I don't dare.
Okay, this is a run to Tiamat because we don't have any stuff.
Okay, yep. Like getting a Tiamat kill would be very much enough for me because it's been a while since I've yeah.
How to spot an HD runner? Actually, no, he likes classic. Mindy.
Yeah, I'm like super old school nerd jerk.
You're super old school.
Yeah. I also prefer La Mulana Classic to the remake.
I've not played La Mulana. But I have heard that
La
it
Mulana
is
is another game that I would kind of want to imitate at some point. I haven't, like, it's too difficult for me. Like, the puzzles are too difficult for me, but I enjoy the atmosphere quite a bit, so it would be fun to make something similar.
Nice.
Oh, whoops.
Dead rat.
Oh yeah, there's still 2 areas before. Whoops.
6-3 jetty incoming. You wish.
Whee, whee.
Oh God! I just sacrificed myself.
Congratulations.
That one wasn't even my fault, though. Not even my fault. Jesus.
That's what I always say.
Well, now if we find another altar, you can see Beg.
I'm begging you. Oh, whoops. Well, I got the Kapala.
You sure did. And then you got dead.
I got dead, yeah. The most precious treasure in life is dead.
Okay, pick me up and carry me around. I have to take my dogs outside.
Wow.
Now you can murder me if you want. Chat will love it. Okay, I'll be back, chat. Be nice.
BRB just, like, beating the game in the meantime. I don't need those kinds of items. Wow. I don't know how to efficiently double punch the, or like air punch the die, so I won't even try. Whoop. Yes. I was actually slightly worried that I wouldn't kind of headbutt the caveman in that configuration. Yes. Okay, now it's time for wheel back. Oh. Is there? Okay, there's honk. Go. Ah. Hello. Hello. Wheel back. Ah! I didn't get to the ladder in time. I think I'll go look at the chat while Jesse's away. Potentially I could even get it to like be visible on the second screen I have. BRB. I hope Jesse didn't come back yet and wonder where I was. Doesn't look like it. Good. I have here sprouts of lupine. I don't know what you call this in English. I guess lupine is the word. Yeah. It's like nature, it's one of those plants that are stealing living ground from native plants, so it's like a pest, but it's a relative of pea, and the sprouts taste really nice. Frogster, not that much. There are some things. I feel that making games makes me more attentive to certain... Oh yeah, we're going to die. Well... making games makes me pay more attention to certain kind of issues. So there have been situations where I played a game and then I've kind of like the immersion has been broken by something pretty minuscule because I'm kind of my mind is set on looking out for like those kinds of issues, whether I want it or not. So especially visually, there are situations where it's kind of like I see a game and I maybe don't appreciate it as much because I quickly notice some small, not very important details that kind of make it less, less impressive to me. But for the most part, I don't think that really happens all that much. Hello, the big five. Like, I feel that it would be difficult for me to imagine being in a situation where seeing a game do something would feel cooler to me because I didn't know how it was done. Obviously, there's a lot of technology in games that I don't know how they work. Like, obviously, a lot of 3D stuff, I wouldn't know how they are done. But even so, I guess there could be some surprises a game could pull. Some, like, Undertale-like meta things that would catch me off guard, and the impact would be higher because I wasn't expecting them. But other than that, I doubt it would be very likely that knowing how something works would kind of lessen the impact.
Okay, I have returned from taking my dogs outside.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
I died once to Quillback, and then Ghost killed us. And then I died a second time to an arrow trap combined with that spider.
Oh, yeah.
And here we are. That was 1-1.
When did you know that you were going to make games for a living?
It was like one day I was kind of like standing in front of a mirror, and suddenly I noticed a little lump like on my forehead, and I went to see a doctor, and the doctor was like, "Oh yeah, it's terminal. It's game development, terminal game development." And yeah, that's a tragic story of my game development career. No, I guess the actual knowledge that I'll make games for a living took a bunch of time to happen. Like I've wanted to make a game since like kindergarten. It's been a very big thing for me.
Okay.
Pretty much forever. But deciding to actually make it a full-time thing. Even when I was working on my first like commercial game, I was thinking for a long time that it would be just like a freeware thing because I was afraid that it would be kind of a... Oh, oops. Is this the... Yes, this is the... Okay. I thought it was earlier, but I guess I mistook the doorway. So yeah, I was like, I developed very serious anxiety disorder while I was working on my first commercial game. Mm-hmm. And as a result of that, combined with my usual, like, being anxious in general to a large extent, caused me to kind of waffle between, do I want to make a commercial game or do I not want to make a commercial game?
Right.
Ultimately, when the game was actually done, I was in a slightly better state of mind, so I decided to go through with it.
That's good.
And that combined with the work on Noita that I was already doing kind of together were the necessary steps to becoming a bourgeois sellout.
I don't think you could be called a sellout. So, what's the origin of Baba? Like, where does the character come from?
Well, I did mention the lump on my forehead, right? Mm-hmm. No. Like, one day the lump on my forehead burst and Baba came forth. That would be like the gross horror story origin for Baba. No, I was at the Game Jam in 2017, and it was kind of like a culmination of some ideas that I had in my mind. The theme of the Game Jam, yeah, it was like a bunch of random things, and then the name Baba came from like a psychological study. Some people might have already heard the story, but there's this thing called the Boba and Kiki effect. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's kind of like you're shown like a wobbly shape and a spiky shape, and then you're asked which one of these is called Kiki and which one of these is called Boba. And most people say that the spiky shape is Kiki and the wobbly shape is Boba, even in non-English speaking countries. Like it's a thing that happens pretty much everywhere with every language.
Is it because of like
an interesting finding?
Is it because of the letters?
I think it's more because of the because in some languages the letter for B or the letter for K might look different than in like Roman lettering. So I doubt it's that.
No, but I mean like how it sounds though. Like
yeah, I think it's
Kiki
the sound.
is sharp.
There's something in like a ba sound is interpreted as round in all cultures, or most cultures at least, and K is interpreted as sharp. And that was the finding. And then when I was working on the Game Jam game, I was like, I need names for these characters. Hey, I study psychology. Let's I'll just use this random study that came to mind.
Okay.
That's it.
I like it. And then what about the design of them?
Like what Baba looks like?
Yeah.
Baba was originally going to be like a robot, and then a game developer friend of mine saw the robot sprite and thought it was a goat because the robot has like antennae.
Okay.
And they thought that the antennae were horns, and they drew fan art of Baba as a goat person.
Love it.
And I liked the fan art a lot, and I used that as the basis for how Baba
Hell yeah.
would look ultimately.
Baba is
And
fan
Kiki
art.
was kind of always a bipedal jerk.
So did you major in psychology, or did you just have like some classes in it?
I went to study psychology after high school, or whatever the correct word is, because school systems are so different between different countries. But like I already knew that I would be interested in working on games, but I was really, really afraid that it would be just unpleasant, it wouldn't be fun, it would be stressful, blah, blah, blah. So I kind of thought that I'd rather go for kind of a thing where I'll just like do something else as my job, and then
As a
do
hobby
game dev
or...
as a hobby on the side.
Okay.
And that's like I liked psychology, so I went to study psychology. But it was during the psychology studies I kind of got into that actual career mode of game dev. And for Jay the Business Goose, I actually managed to open the chat. No, I did. As I mentioned, I study psychology. I have never watched a Vsauce video, I think. Oh, no, I'm pretty sure that I watched like a single Vsauce video at some point, but like I have watched barely any Vsauce videos, so it's not my source for psychology knowledge.
Here, I got Vlad's cape for you.
I'm dying here.
You could just not instead.
No. You are not my mom.
Is your mom the only one who can tell you if you're allowed to die or not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like Did I mention that my mom is the Grim Reaper?
No. It's a very esteemed position.
It's like my name is Mr. Hempuli Reaper. My parents are called Grim and Jolly.
So your dad is Jolly Reaper.
Yeah, my dad is. And my cousin is called Jolly Rancher. I know that's not...
Uh-oh.
I failed to use the cape because I was... Yeah, I still have like the toggle
The
system.
old... Yeah.
So, why did you decide to stop working as a nurse for mental patients and go for streaming?
Because I was too mentally ill myself to keep doing the work. I worked with geriatric patients, and my grandmother had just died. So being there and and she had dementia, so being there around them,
Right.
it was too similar to having a conversation with her.
Yeah, makes sense. The mental health work is very
Taxing in all ways.
taxing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I did my internship. I think I did mention it when I was in the internship last autumn, but yeah, I was in the what is it called, like the place where the patients are like not allowed to leave freely, ward.
Oh, inpatient, like inpatient psychiatry.
Inpatient ward for like psychosis patients. And it wasn't as taxing as I was afraid of, but it was definitely very, very taxing nonetheless. At least compared to game development.
Fair. Well, I feel like they're taxing in different ways, but there's a lot of moral and ethical stuff that I had to grapple with.
Yeah, I completely understand. Like, game development is full of moral and ethical considerations, unlike mental health work.
Yeah, so true.
But it's like I guess in the nice thing about working in a hospital was that I didn't have there were no deadlines, and it was, once I left the hospital, it was clear that, okay, my job is done here for today. I don't have to think about this anymore. But at the same time, it's
like you get to leave work at work, but with game dev, it's a little more difficult to...
Yeah, I haven't so far succeeded at...
Oh, no.
Working only at set times instead.
Yeah. I'm guessing you work from home?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah, it doesn't. It definitely doesn't help.
Here, do you want to kill yourself? Here's a teleporter. Have fun.
What? Oh.
That was
Okay,
fast.
there we go. Yeah, I'm good at that.
It's a new teleporter death world record. Please don't.
I've seen one from Spelunky HD where like less than half a second after entering the temple area, like crocodile telefrags the player.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's extremely spelunky. Oh, this shop though.
Oh, that's a cool bomb shot. Welcome, Your Highness. You didn't get the paste.
I have paste already. I'm saving it for you.
Oh, huh. How did you have paste already?
I just got it from Tun's thing.
Oh, that it had like a crate with that?
It was one of the prizes.
Oh. But like all the prizes in the Moon Challenge are in random boxes, right?
Yes. And there aren't always
Yeah,
crates.
okay, so it was kind of like a...
What the?
Yeah. Do you want to do the Star Challenge?
I'm already in there.
Oh, okay. So I won't be leaving the stage yet.
Oh, I'm gonna fail it though.
Oh no.
Time's up. You lose. Oh wait, the bow.
Oh! Well,
Okay, let's go kill Tiamat.
sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I just forgot to put it away.
I think that would be a good start.
I hate this sub room,
case.
dude. Oh, okay.
You hit the what room?
This sub room with all the spikes.
Oh, yeah, okay, sub room. I get what you mean. Yeah.
Oh god!
Wow. That was quick.
What's Hempuli's favorite game? He said he can't. It has to be like by genre. But he mentioned Shadow of the Colossus being very good.
Yeah.
You live. Oh, that's you. Okay. Sorry, Monty.
There we go. Dog violence. It's kind of annoying. Like earlier in life, I used to kind of keep a pretty clear book of what my favorites were in various things. Also in terms of like friendships and whatever. But I've kind of stopped doing that.
I think
and,
that's just growing up.
In many cases, yeah, I think it's good that I'm not doing that as much, but at the same time, when people keep asking what is my favorite game, it would be nice to have an answer. But I don't.
Fair. Favorite isn't something
Like
you
even when
headspace
it comes
anymore?
to, sorry.
Severin said, favorite isn't something I devote headspace to anymore.
Yeah.
Like favorites matter less and less as you age, basically.
Yeah, and you, well, I try to, but
You got to be
as a
quick to
kid,
pick
you
them up.
also kind of have a more like a binary appreciation of things.
Yeah,
But at
that's
this
true.
point, I've kind of understood that there are so many different factors that can
Thank
be
you.
used to determine like why something would be my favorite or wouldn't be my favorite. So just makes less sense to try to say like, oh yeah, this is my absolute favorite.
He's got
And
nuance,
instead it makes
chat.
more sense to say. Yeah. Sorry?
I said he's nuanced.
Yes,
Okay, where's the exit?
but it's yeah,
Where's that?
yeah, it's but something that I would like to be able to say is that like what is my favorite puzzle game, because I guess I'm kind of, for some reason people think that I'm somehow related to puzzle games.
I mean, how is Bubba not a
so-
puzzle game though? That's why people relate you to puzzle games.
Baba
Fuck.
Is You is like a, oh dang, it's a real life simulator. It's not a puzzle game, but like a, yeah, it would
What?
kind of, I'm joking, but it would be nice to have the ability to say that, yeah, this game is my absolute favorite puzzle game, because people keep asking that, and I don't really like even Stephen's Sausage Roll, which I think is a very good game, or The Witness, or Braid, or Snakebird. All of those are games that I like very much. But at the same time, it would feel a little bit odd to say that, yeah, this one of these is my favorite. Like, this is the best puzzle game I know.
Okay,
They're
so what you do
different, and,
is you figure out, make a list of all those games that you really like, and then whenever somebody asks you, just cycle through, and everybody will have a
that's
different
what I
answer.
already do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's my method at
Perfect.
the moment. So
Want to steal the jetpack?
failed. Did the shopkeeper killed himself? Yeah, he
Yep.
did.
Okay, so when you are stealing stuff, if you
And you just stun them first.
yeah, but also like with the jetpack, if you are holding it and you make the shopkeeper angry, it auto equips it.
Yeah, that part I know, but I just didn't know how to avoid the initial shotgun.
So if you
Barrage.
rope him, he gets stunned. Like you stand
Oh,
on top
right,
of him
yeah.
and you use a rope.
Sorry about the crunching. I'm enjoying some sprouts,
Oh, good.
like the hippie criminal that I am.
Vegan hippie criminal.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Watch out, there's an
veganism-
angry shopkeeper over there.
I know. Oh, I failed. Veganism helps the, I don't know, the woke secret world order.
Yep.
So you should eat meat.
Let's actually go to jungle this time. Whoa!
Oh, oh, can you telefrag? Oh,
Yep.
that's cool. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Oops. Well, the good news is
Oh.
there's a whole bag of stuff for
Was
you
that
down
a-
there. The bad news is I'm dead.
Was that like a tele kill?
Yes, I telefragged myself into the wall.
The classic.
Oh, yeah.
I never learned how to use the teleporter even in Spelunky Classic. Maybe I shouldn't actually kill the shopkeeper.
Yeah, run. Just run. Don't kill him.
Oh. Ah! Eh. Get the monkey.
Monkeys in every game are so difficult. Like,
Monkeys are definitely a thing.
if there was a monkey in Baba Is You, what would it do?
If there's a monkey in Baba's, I guess if there was a monkey that has some kind of like inherent capabilities, which is, unusual for Baba generally, but like if that happened, I guess the monkey would be one that like moves randomly and is able to grab words and pull them around.
Oh, that's so rude.
That it would be randomly causing mischief in that way.
Love it.
Yeah.
Hi, Libby. Libby says, pull is terrible. Please remove it from the game. Thank you.
No.
But it's his birthday! You can't say no.
Is
It's Libby's
Amazing
birthday.
Lily's birthday?
Yes, for real.
Well, I'll be happy to
I'll think about it.
add more cool levels to the game to celebrate.
Run!
I managed to die. Nice.
If this is correct, you have to do it now. And happy birthday, Libby.
Is Libby short for librarian?
No. Oh,
Libertarian?
no.
Sorry.
I,
No offense.
Libby doesn't strike me as a terribly political individual.
Yeah, I assume in these circles, and like in many other circles, I mean, calling someone libertarian would be a insult. So sorry about that.
I mean, not hugely so.
Mr. Libby. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Birth, yay. Let's try jumping again.
Hello.
He's done it.
Oh, I don't have any bombs yet again, because I keep dying.
Watch out.
Ah. Hello.
Okay, go get the stuff. I murdered him.
Thank you. I was coming to murder him with my trusty bombs.
Ow!
Ah, there's a lot of enemies here. Wah! Amazingly, I didn't die, but I'm at 1 heart.
It's okay, I also almost died. What a gamer.
I feel that I'm doing worse than I did initially, but
That's what happens with Spelunky, honestly.
I guess. Ah. I'll freeze this jerk.
Which jerk? The shopkeeper? Just leave him.
This my own corpse.
Oh! You're not a jerk.
Amazingly, yeah, I would want to, like, I've noticed that after about a year of not working on Noita, it would be cool. I feel that there would be some cool stuff that would be nice to add, but at the same time, I don't really want to go through the process of like getting access to the source and stuff, because it was a team project and I wasn't really the kind of main contributor, so there's a bunch of like
You'd have to jump through a
both
bunch of hoops
illegal
to do
and just
things.
like business stuff that would need dealing with for me to start adding more stuff to the game. So
Okay, so
it
what if
probably
you
won't happen.
What if you made a fishing game, but you made them like Noita-esque enemies?
Like a fish enemies?
Yeah.
Well, my coworker did add like a fishing rod to Noita. I think I mentioned this already as a joke at one point, and actually planned to code some behavior for the fishing rod, but I think that never ended up happening.
Oh, there's.
I think I'd rather go for like the Oregon Trail dystopian thing instead of the Noita style technical fantasy magic thing.
It's fair. Oh, we have like no money. Fishing game, but has ducks with 8 human legs. Why would you say such a strange thing, Rod? So weird.
I don't know. Some people just have these fetishes.
Okay, I'm gonna go out and get some money so you can buy some of these bombs. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Oh yeah, the money's shared. Is there even a like bomb shop here?
Yep, there is. Bottom right. There's some bombs.
Huh. I didn't see. Oh, is it here? Oh, here we go. Okay. Whee!
Is Hempuli okay?
Walked directly into the spike.
Are you okay?
Well,
Chat would like to know.
I'm okay. I'm only barely okay, but like.
It's okay, we take those in this house.
So what is your plan as a streamer? Like what is your goal?
I want to do... I like what I'm doing right now with, the variety and, kind of showcasing things, and, I think a lot of it is that I just like, connecting with people, and that's kind of a lot of what my stream is. Like, you know, this segment, for example. Oh, God.
Getting all the good deals with game developers, so that when my next game releases, you'll get a free key because we played Spelunky once.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm using
Yes.
you strictly for, all of your future games.
Well, I'm glad that I mentioned that I'm making this, like, programming games in the future, so
Yeah.
you're welcome.
I guess I'm gonna have to learn to like those then.
It's like a hempuli now working on the 7-part bunny murdering saga.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Fishing bunny. Oh, but fishing bunnies are already mentioned, and for some reason I think you found that like cute, despite it being like fishing bunnies. Like the bunnies would be in pain if you fish bunnies. So
I mean, the fish are in pain.
yeah. So if you fish bunnies, I guess the fishing rod would have to work slightly differently from real-world fishing rods for it not to be like ethically questionable.
It's a game. Who cares?
To be honest, it would be kind of funny if there's like a bunny fishing game where you have like a, I don't know, some kind of a really friendly, maybe it was like a one of those crane games where you fish for toys and instead they're bunnies, so it's like really cute and kind and painless and whatever.
Yeah,
But
Rod
still,
was saying with a
once
net.
you get the
Net fishing.
oh yeah, net would work as well. But then you would still like grill the bunnies, like you would still eat them at the end.
Yeah. Like it feels all ethically sourced and stuff, and then like you see like the next part of the game is you have to like butcher the rabbit yourself and like peel its skin off and like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a really realistic with full like rabbit skin shaders.
And they've invented smell-o-vision by then.
5 hours to I spent 5 hours to get like the fat of the rabbit skin to glisten like it does in real life, and to make it like it looks so realistic that you can smell the rotten meat if you leave it outside for too long.
So what is the game that you were working on stream? Like what was the thing, or is that a secret? The thing that I did art for.
Oh yeah. Oh, the thing you did art. It's a puzzle game. Unfortunately, it's one of those ideas that I started working on it about a year ago, and then because of the internship, I kind of put it on hold, and then I just randomly, because I think there was some discussion on your streams about collaborating on something. I just thought that, hey, I have this project that I'm returning to eventually. Maybe you can do art for that. But it's an idea that I think is really cool. But otherwise, it's not something that I've been kind of like planning for.
Yeah, it's just like a
years.
whip, like a work in progress kind of thing.
Yeah, like a small but I think solid puzzle game idea that I think could. Well, I already have sent a test build out for some game developer friends and they liked it, so I think it has potential. But
Let's go.
yeah.
Here, hang on, I have.
But I'm doing it on like an engine I haven't used that much before, so it has definitely like getting the graphics to look as nice as I want has actually been pretty difficult, even with just like placeholder stuff. So we'll see.
Do you have opinions about this whole Unity thing?
Well, I'm personally glad that I like never picked up Unity at this point. Like, I've had like some years ago, I tried to start using Unity multiple times, and every time I felt slightly uneasy about it because Unity felt kind of like too big, too difficult to understand, blah blah blah, different things at different times for me. But look up, look up. Oh dang! I picked up the rock instead of the cat. Sorry.
It's okay.
So yeah, like some years ago, I was thinking of picking up Unity again, but there was this other engine called Godot, which, wow, I forgot that the fire dog spits fire if it's not tamed. So there's this Godot, and I started kind of thinking that, okay, maybe instead of having the plan to move to Unity at some point in the future, maybe I'll move on to Godot, and then I'll kind of sidestep this slight uneasiness I have about Unity, partially because of bad reasons and partially because they seem like a pretty big corporate thing and blah blah blah.
Right.
So now Unity has kind of confirmed some of my uneasiness.
Yep.
So in that sense, like it's obviously awful for those people
who have been using it.
Unity.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for me, it seems like
you
I
dodged
might
a bullet.
have done the right call ultimately.
Yeah. It does seem like you dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, like it's I think there were like years ago when I was still working on Noita and Baba was not released and whatever, there was some kind of slight controversy about Unity doing something that seemed like some things that seemed a little bit kind of
shady,
unpleasantly corporate.
Ooh, okay.
And that kind of instilled this fear in me that mostly was completely unwarranted, but I guess we'll see if it turns out to be not unwarranted ultimately. How did I do that?
I don't know, that was awesome.
Oh yeah, I crawled over the edge and thus dropped the pet and stunned you with it, and yeah, it was a nice chain reaction.
I think the right word is sus. Yeah. Oh my god. Bless you, Tequila. Jesus. You sneeze like a person.
Your dogs are slowly becoming people.
Dogs
anyway,
becoming human.
I've kind of... some days ago, I heard that there was like you mentioned that the people at your house were like getting ice cream and stuff. Do you have like some kind of a commune kind of thing or housemate, roommate kind of thing?
I live with my partner and my brother, and then my sister comes over to visit. My sister was over.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, because I was kind of previously I had kind of assumed that you live with your partner, but then when like a plural was mentioned, obviously it doesn't necessarily mean that you wouldn't live with your partner, but it made it slightly less statistically likely. So I was wondering if it was actually like a roommate kind of situation.
Yeah, I don't have multiple partners. That's not my deal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair. I don't think multiple partners would be my kind of a deal either. It's several years ago, I have a friend who is, or actually have multiple friends who are like in polycules and whatever, and I kind of contemplated the option because it seemed like exciting and interesting, but ultimately I feel that I'm too much of a I don't know, I'm too much of a nerd to be into that kind of thing.
I think there are nerdy polycules out there, probably.
To be honest, I think most polycules are nerdy. Like it's more of a nerdy thing rather than non-nerdy thing. The jocks are in like happily married to heterosexual partners and have 2 kids, and the nerds are the ones who experiment.
Yeah. Rod would like to know what game engine you would recommend.
what would be the funniest joke answer? And there's a bunch of like a lot of different options, and like honestly, the best option depends fully on kind of what kind of games you want to make and what kind of interest you have into game development in general. Because
Not Unity.
Yeah, I guess I can now say that maybe consider not checking out Unity right now until the situation clears up. But it's kind of like obviously there are tools that are more like
suited for different games.
Yeah, and like especially
you killed the golden monkey.
Well,
how could you do this?
Well, the golden monkey was killed by the trap. It was not my.
You didn't pick up the monkey. You could have saved it. Instead, you let it die like a murderer.
Okay, I didn't know that was the meta for golden monkey.
Well, I mean, it spits out gold. That's why you do it. So you get money.
But I've understood that the amount of gold it poops is really annoyingly low, or like it poops it out so slowly that it's just annoying. So
then why did you put it on the altar in the first place?
Well, I did get a journal entry, but mostly it was just like head empty kind of thing.
Head empty? This is understandable. Okay, go get the bow.
Oh, right, yeah. But yeah, so just to continue, do I have to talk with Tan first?
Yes. You have to pay for the challenge.
Pay money. I forgot that it costs money to get to them. Okay. So for the game engine thing, it's first of all there's the like 2D, 3D, what do you want to do kind of thing, but also there's the thing where technically there are some really advanced tools that kind of allow you to do more than any other tool, but if you don't have kind of internal motivation to get really into it, it's probably better to pick up something that doesn't ask so much of you at first. Like for me, starting with something like Unity or an actual programming language would have been a horrible decision when I started out, because I was so young. I didn't have the motivation to learn that. I would have just been frustrated and quit. Mm-hmm. So using like a game creation program instead was a much better choice for me. So I feel that more than anything, you need to forget anyone saying like, hey, this is what professionals use. You are a real game developer if you use this, and instead go for like, what is the tool that I think I have the patience to learn that allows me to make
the things that I want to make.
Like a person go funny on screen.
Mm-hmm. So Rod said he used to make Flash games, but now that Flash is discontinued, he doesn't know what to do.
So Rod says you might be interested. Have you looked at Hacks? It's kind of like a programming language built on ActionScript. That doesn't require obviously Flash. For example, the Dicey Dungeons was made with Hacks, and it's used by the developer of Dicey Dungeons, Terry Kavanagh, who made a lot of Flash games in the past. So for Terry, it has definitely been kind of like a way to kind of use Flash now that Flash is dead. I'll.
Hi, Hoff. How are you?
So if you know Flixel, which was like a game development library for Hacks, Flixel is kind of like a re-implementation of Flixel for Hacks that allows you to kind of use it for game development more easily in the same way that Flixel allowed using ActionScript for making games more easily. So that might be something that interests you. But like the reason why I answered that question the way I answered is mostly because I feel that for a lot of people, when they ask kind of like what tool should I use, it might be like I'm interested in making games on like a conceptual level, but I don't want to, like, I'm not so interested that I would be ready to pour like tens of hours to learning a tool
That I might not use again.
before really making anything proper. So it feels sensible to start by asking kind of like, would you be okay with something like Game Maker or RPG Maker where you don't really have to learn actual programming, because then you can get to the cool parts faster.
Reasonable.
And even like as I mentioned with the thing that I asked you to make art for, that project, I'd be using a more like actual. Whoa, okay, well, I was too close. Well, the bow is gone. Sorry,
That's okay.
I thought
We're going to kill Team Matt. Doesn't matter. We're just getting the bow
Okay,
for practice.
But yeah, so for the project I was asking you to make art for, I'm using a more like professional or actual programming language instead of game creation tool, and already I'm having trouble kind of making the art look nice because I'm so used to not having to do so much on my own when it comes to the like graphics engine and so on. So it's entertaining, it's interesting, but it's also really frustrating when it's like, if I was using this other tool, I would know exactly what I need to do.
Yeah.
But now that I'm using this more handmade system, it sucks. Or it's not as good as I would want. But I'm learning. I'm
That's good.
slowly becoming more acquainted with the Love 2D. Oh yeah, we didn't get the crown, so we can't get the sword.
Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah. Oh. Hello, Dad.
Hang on, let me.
Not Dad.
There's my stuff.
Thank you. Let's see if I can survive. Oh, well, not looking too promising. Yes.
Never say never. Let's
you
go.
just said never twice.
Shh. Rod knows programming to some extent. I have a little experience with many languages, just no experience working on an actual project with them.
Yeah, that's fair. For me, usually, or so far, every time I've tried to learn a new program, it's been really difficult as long as I haven't had some kind of like a motivating project that I kind of know that I want to work on. Like it's so much nicer when you have some like, yeah, I want to do this, and then you start doing it and learning as you do that. Whereas like just being like, yeah, I'm reading a tutorial, I'm following the tutorial, and I'm making something that I'm not interested in just for learning. That's really boring.
Yeah.
I'm bad at doing that. Well, I'm also bad at doing this, but
I mean, this is it. I mean, all of these things are hard to do, I think.
life is hard to do.
Axolotl. So true. Oh, wait. Let me ride the boulder down. This is not going to work.
Oh.
Oh, I missed it. Bye,
Wow,
boulder.
it comes fast.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I didn't squish you.
That could have gone badly. Wow. Wait, do you actually take like more damage the further you fall?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it's always
The same? No.
Like a-
There is,
a set amount.
yeah. Oh, God.
I think Classic had like you take 1 or 2 points. I don't actually remember anymore. We are in Neo Babylon for
We
the
are.
second time. I can't believe that we are the first people to ever make it to Neo Babylon.
Right?
Wait a second, the carrying the animal while beating the level doesn't count as rescuing it.
Correct. You have to bring it through the
That
door.
makes sense, but I was still slightly surprised. Like, it would be too easy if it worked that way, but I was kind of expecting nonetheless.
Well, especially for co-op, it would be way too easy. Uh-oh.
That went badly.
Oh god, get me out of here. It's highly
So
rude.
I'm sorry, Rod says, I think you are mistaken. This place was named after the actor Keanu Reeves. It's got nothing to do with, like, new.
Yeah, it draws heavy, heavy influence from the Matrix. Ow.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Wow. That was a fancy.
Okay, where are you?
Have you watched Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I have not, but I have heard good things about it. Is it as
well,
good
this
as
is
the
a-
hype suggests?
I watch very. Wow. I watch very few movies, so I don't really know how to kind of compare it to anything, but I enjoyed it. And I went to watch it despite not watching many movies, so
Oh, okay.
take that as like a slight endorsement.
Yeah. He's the seal of excellence. Oh,
I got fragged by an
As you
elevator.
hello, sequence. Oh god. Was it that one? I'm dumb. And bad. No,
You got
Seb,
killed
you're
by
too late.
Keanu
We're dead.
Reeves.
Okay, my goal is now to get to Tiamat as fast as possible. So that we can maybe try to, oh, I'm dead. Never mind. Ignore
So,
everything I just
how
said. I'm
long-
bad. How's that going? Terribly.
No, but like, how long do you usually do these like playing games with jerks streams?
No, I've never done a play with Dirk stream. I'm still not doing one right now, despite what you're, gonna tell me.
Playing games with the most hated people in the world streams only on Jesse Abed.
Yeah, because that's me.
Yeah. At this point, I can reveal that my nickname is Hempuli, but my name is actually Jeff Bezos.
Oh, God! We've evolved past damage boosting. It's time for death
It's
boosting.
like I'm playing this while I'm sitting on my throne of skulls.
I'm sure some people have cursed Hempuli's name after Baba. Probably.
Yeah, for sure. I've seen a bunch of like tweets about like, I like the game, but I hate you. Kind of thing.
That's so
But yeah,
rude.
is it like we're approaching or we are slightly over 2 hours into the stream? So how long do you usually want to keep these?
It doesn't make a difference to me. We can end now if you're done. I don't really have I don't set a time limit for these things.
Okay, I just interpreted you saying that you are trying to beat the game as quickly as possible as kind of like so that we have time to maybe kill Tiamat before the stream ends, kind of thing.
Oh no, just because like I'm playing very poorly. I
Well-
prefer to let these things happen organically. I don't have an end time really, and I didn't really
Okay, yeah.
get an end time from you, so I figured you would just tell me when you were ready to go.
I'll try. I'll try. It's but yeah, it's please play a little bit better. Like you're really dragging us down.
I know, I'm sorry. I have like 2,000 hours in this game and I'm still so shit.
That's a good timing.
Oh fuck! Oh. No, Quilliam, stop.
Is William your partner or one of the dogs?
No, I was talking to Quillback. I said Quilliam.
Oh, Quilliam. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had William and I was like,
No, so Rocky and Tequila are the dogs. Rocky is the Chihuahua and Tequila is the Jack Russell. My partner's name is Justin, and we don't talk about it, but my brother's name is also Justin. We don't talk about it. I said we don't talk about it!
So I guess your partner is the like CEO of Twitch.
What? No. He wishes.
Like did you know that Twitch.tv used to be Justin.tv?
I wish. Maybe I'd be partner.
But that's actually true. It used to be.
No, I know. Yeah, it
Justin.tv.
did used to be Justin TV. You know,
Okay,
maybe
okay,
I'd be.
Yeah, I
maybe,
wasn't sure if that was like. Yeah. Okay.
maybe I'd be partner by now. If my partner was. I've used the word partner too many times now. Nope.
But are you a Twitch partner?
No.
Oh. Well, I can't go for the obvious continuation joke there then.
That's okay. I've ruined the joke. I'm sorry. Fresh drive. I just
guess,
said
like,
we don't fucking talk about it.
I guess you are now an official Justin partner, not a Twitch partner.
Yeah. Oh no.
Well.
Dark Jungle is very cruel. I just jumped straight into that. He was really hungry. I just felt like I had to feed him.
Who is hungry?
That man trap that ate me.
No, no.
I guess you could say that joke was just in time.
God damn it,
Fox
Severin.
Doodle.
Thank you for the bits. I hate you.
That's the antisocial relationship that I like to see on Twitch. Forget like parasocial relationships, it's all antisocial now.
Yeah. Here, do you want this turkey? Oh. No,
No.
you're dead. You don't need it. You have no need for turkeys anymore. You've left this mortal coil.
Mm-hmm.
I like the bits, just not you. It's like Baba. No, that's not true. I love Sev. You asked me about what my goals were for streaming. I would rather not return to nursing if I can help it. Oh, I'm dead. So turning this into something that I could do full time. Well, I mean, like I am doing it full time. I mean, financially, it makes sense for me to do it full time. Is like the goal.
Do you currently like support yourself full time?
Sorry, could you cut out a bit? Could you?
Sorry, it's like, do you currently do this enough and with large enough an audience that you can actually like
No, God, no.
support yourself?
No, absolutely not. My grandmother passed, and she left me quite a sum of money. So I have the opportunity to try to make it work.
Right. Okay, so you have kind of like a
I have a
timer
I have a
of
buffer.
sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like worst comes to worst, I'll like, you know, go find like a part-time job doing something like, I don't know, I'm no longer of the mindset that like I have to absolutely love like the job that I do that makes me money.
Right.
That's
okay.
not a thing I believe in anymore.
Okay. You've learned the necessary cynicism of capitalistic systems.
Yes, correct.
I'm very glad to be in such a privileged position that I can actually do something as my work that I genuinely enjoy. But it's not, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's
the
not a
norm
reality for
because of-
everybody.
Yeah, because of the timeline we live in.
It's okay for work to just be work. Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
work that even if you don't enjoy your work, you need to be able to kind of stand it mentally. I
Yeah.
guess that's the minimum requirement.
For sure. And like, I did really enjoy my nursing work. I just like became too unwell to continue doing it. Like I just really got burnt out.
Yeah. It's I was super afraid that what would happen to me during the internship would be that I just like keep thinking about the patients and feel super stressed about the work even when I'm not working. But luckily, I was a little bit too emotionally distant to get that. But nonetheless, yeah, it's.
I mean, that's healthy.
Even without that, it's takes a toll. And if you are like very empathic, so
Yeah.
you kind of start like you start feeling very strongly for the unfortunate humans who are having not the best time of their life, then it gets even worse for yourself in terms of like emotional exhaustion or mental exhaustion.
Well, and that's why like all therapists have therapists. Like,
Yeah, it's
like you have to have somebody to
I'm
talk
definitely,
to.
Yeah, I'm definitely an example of a psychologist who has need psychological help. And quite a bit of it, too.
I mean, some people are born with brains that, you know, have proper chemical and hormone balances, and some don't. And some of us are shit out of luck.
Yeah, like some people have a good life, and then other people don't.
Some people just have to work a little
that
bit
is
harder
not.
for it. Everybody's dealt a different hand.
Yeah. But obviously, the correct way to go about it is to make sure that those people who had a better hand dealt are equally miserable. Like the idea is not to make things better for everyone, but like make it worse for those who are better off. That's a big brain play.
And even if you're born with everything in balance, doesn't mean it'll stay that way. True.
Yeah, it's something that I've learned studying psychology is that like when it comes to parenthood, there are so many things that
It's
first of all,
so
can
easy
go
to
wrong.
fuck up your child's life.
Yeah, and even if you do nothing technically wrong, even if you hypothetically had a manual for the actual genuinely best possible way to be a parent for this specific child, kind of manual that you could follow all the way through and you never failed at all, even then it's kind of the child's decision in later life if they feel that they had a good childhood. Like even if technically everything was fine, there could be a situation where the child is having a difficult time in life and they feel that the cause for the difficulties is in their childhood, and the parents, like, even if that was technically not true, it's kind of in some ways it's true for the child. So tough luck for the parents. So you kind of I've kind of understood from psychology that whatever you do, you are going to fail as a parent.
And that's
you can
why
only
I am
hope that-
a parent only to dogs. Oh, did you have your call with the shelter? Was that today?
I'm going to have it next week.
Next week,
Yes.
okay.
I'm going to have it next week. It won't be about the dog that I was initially looking for. I'm out of stuff. I won't be able to get the eye unless you
where
use
is it?
your ropes.
Oh, it's down here.
I think it's like in the top floor.
No, it's down
Or
there.
is it there? Okay. Huh. But yeah, so sometime next week I'll be calling with them about Esteri.
Is that the the grandma dog you showed us?
It's another grandma dog. It's like a white, middle-sized grandma dog, and not like a curly, furred, black grandma dog that I was.
Yeah, I think you did show us the medium-sized,
Okay.
white-haired dog. Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
exciting.
So I showed both.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. The funny thing though is that the name Esteri, which is not the most common Finnish name, but it's a Finnish name, has a kind of like there's a saying in Finnish when something is happening a lot, like when it's pouring rain or pouring anything, where people say it's raining like from Esteri's butt. Or well, okay. To be exact, it's from Esteri's ass.
Yeah.
So the name Esteri immediately makes me think of that saying, which is a little bit unfortunate, but maybe wholesome in some.
I mean,
way.
you don't have. Well, I don't know. I
But if
didn't want to.
the saying is kind of imprinted in your mind, you can't really choose. I can technically use a different name for the dog if I want.
That's what I was going for.
Oh, okay, yeah. Although, to be honest, in some ways, I feel that maybe... I'm not sure if Esteri is actually the name that the dog answers to, or if it has like it's a Romanian rescue dog, so...
Okay.
She might have like a Romanian name she actually answers to, and the Esteri is just like the shelter name.
Shelter name, yeah.
But I think it would make sense to try to call her a name that she actually answers to from the get-go.
That she already knew.
So, yeah, because she's like 13 years old.
Yeah. She's an old lady.
Not going to. Yeah, she's like a old shy lady, so she needs to be comfortable. But yeah, so if you get ever in a situation in life where something is awful and happening a lot, you can say that it's happening like from Esteri's ass.
I can't guarantee that I'll remember that, but
it's even better if you misremember the name.
Which I probably will. Oh, I'm going down this way.
Yeah, Severin is also talking about how difficult parenthood is. But yeah, the truth is that even it's kind of, there is never an actual kind of correct way to do anything, because everything depends both on circumstance and the kid's personal psychology and the parents' personal psychology and blah blah blah. So it's kind of like the idea of there ever being kind of a good way to act or a bad way to act or multiple bad ways to act is kind of in error to begin with, which is unfortunate. But yeah,
I think
I'm definitely also interested in being a dog person instead of a family person.
Yeah, I think.
Or I guess
typical family.
Do you have the bow?
I have the bow. Yeah.
Okay.
I think one of the worst things you can do is make it seem that you're never wrong and never apologize for anything. That's one of the worst things you can do. As somebody who had parents who were like that, never wrong, nothing was ever their fault. This shit is ridiculous. Ow.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of like a big. I lost the chat. Sorry. It's definitely kind of like an easy way to mess things up is to assume that you are not messing up.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, you can also go too much in the opposite direction, where you kind of spend all the time worrying that you are messing things up so much that the kid has to be your therapist in a way.
Oh,
so
yeah,
even
yeah. No, making your kid, a child should never be emotionally supporting their parent. As somebody who had to emotionally support their parent. As somebody who has a very my childhood was a mess, dude.
My childhood was a mess, she says, laughing.
I'm laughing to cope with the pain.
But I completely understand. But yeah, I'm definitely, like, my childhood, I would say, was mostly like relatively very okay, but there were still things that were not perfect, and it's interesting to notice how differently different people approach both the like really big issues in their childhood, but also the kind of smaller things that like for some people there could be a situation where it's like there's some big issue in their childhood and they're mostly okay with it, and the only effect is more like a more subtle. And then for some people it could be that even a relatively small thing affects them enormously as adults, and it really depends on just the individual, kind of like how they interpret things, how they make up for things with their parents or relatives in adulthood, and blah 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 blah.
Everyone you know who's been through this shit laughs and jokes about it. I mean, you kind of have to, because otherwise it's just sad.
Yeah, I would say that it's generally I don't personally really enjoy the kind of modern tendency of the kind of like nihilistic self-loathing jokes and memes. I don't really like that much, and it seems very common. But beyond that, I feel that it's probably more likely to be healthy if you can laugh at things that have been in the past that have hurt you, than if they kind of consistently cause you so much pain.
Yeah, they haunt you. Yeah.
Yeah, like if they cause so much pain that you are completely unable to laugh at them, then, well, it's fair enough. Then you can't do anything else, but it can definitely be a sign that they require kind of deeper working on before they kind of let you be in peace.
For sure. Staying mad at things is exhausting. Yeah.
Staying mad about dogs. Oh, that's good.
Oh God.
That came off a little bit wrong. I was meaning kind of like mad about dogs as kind of like, being enthusiastic about dogs, but I guess being mad about dogs sounds more like being angry about dogs.
No, crazy about them. I got it.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's the correct ableism.
You live.
Thank you. Oh. I'm Roffy. I live. As a kid, I think. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say about the previous discussion. As a kid, I tried to keep the principle that I would never want to be like hold a grudge or be like grudging about something, because I felt that I knew some relatives who kept like lifelong grudges and were really unhappy about it.
Yeah.
And I felt that if I was able to avoid creating a grudge about something, then it would be most likely that I would kind of not spend energy being sad about something that isn't really worth being sad about.
Yeah.
I didn't succeed. It's kind of silly to try to make absolute principles like that, but I think it's still, on some levels, a plausible kind of a goal in life. Anyway,
sure.
what were you going to say?
Do you find that you use, like, other than naming Baba and Kiki, do you use any of the knowledge from your degree when you make games?
Yeah, it's like we had a course on like a psychological torture, and I'd be using that a lot in my games. No, that was a joke. I think there's probably been quite a bit of that kind of thing in my games, but most of it has been kind of a implicit instead of explicit. So
Okay.
my relatives, especially my uncle, told me at one point that like the big money is in making psychological games. You need to make psychological games, and it kind of sounds like it makes sense. Yeah, sure. Like combining psychology and games sounds like a good idea, but I never really quite understood what it means. Like what is a psychological game other than like a game used for therapy or game used for like psychological study. That's an obvious one, but psychological game as a game itself, I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, like is it like
No one else
psychological
knows.
what? Like psychological horror,
Yeah, is the story psychological, or is the gameplay psychological, or is like psychological in like a philosophical way that it raises like psychological questions of blah blah blah.
I have no
So
idea.
yeah. So I never really quite figured that out. So I imagine that the psychology studies have affected my game development quite a bit, but mostly in a way that I can't really.
explain. It's
Explain.
Well, most like implicit versus explicit, like you were saying before.
Yeah. Okay, so how are we going to do this? Hello, Tiamat. I'm dead. Or no, okay, I'm not dead. I'm dead.
Oh shit! Okay, freeze her head.
didn't
Freeze her
die.
head.
Okay, so you can freeze her head.
Yeah.
Ha! Wow, that's an insta kill.
Yeah. Let's go.
Wow, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Get owned. Also, everyone 100% believed the psychological torture thing.
It's like when you study psychology, they tell you how to make the most addictive games.
Yep.
And we had just a slide that had like a cute creature in the middle, and like add a cute creature and call it Baba, and your game will sell well. And I was like, aha!
See, now I was more thinking like the monsters that you were creating were like physical manifestations of things that you were learning about.
Oh yeah, I'm like working through my trauma by making these cursed games.
Yeah. What was that one? You said you updated it. The what was the Caves of Flight? Was the last one
I
you had in
didn't
your
actually
play?
update it yet.
You didn't?
I remember your request to update it, and I want to update it, but I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good idea. So should we try to go for a big thing, or how do you feel?
I mean, like, honestly, the game is more a background. I just, like, my brain doesn't work fast enough for me to just do an interview show where, like, I just sit and talk. I have to be doing
Right.
something. So, I mean, like, it's all just background.
Right. Yeah, that completely makes sense. Although I have to admit that I completely forgot that this was even supposed to be like a interview thing. So,
That's good. I'm
Lol.
it's meant to be more casual. I don't like formal things like that. For me personally, I'm not very comfortable in situations like those. This is more like
Right.
I get to hang out with one of my friends, and also like you happen to be like a really cool game dev.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's as you can probably notice, I really enjoy talking, so I generally find interviews and presentations and whatever to be kind of my jam. So this was a good. This has been a lot of good, like just chatting, but also, I guess answering like interview-like questions.
And I think when it's in a format like this, you talk about things that maybe you wouldn't have in like a more structured, formal interview. Rod says,
By the way, the like password to my bank account is 7886.
my mother's maiden name.
Oh dang! Yeah, I was lulled in a like fake sense of security by the interview.
Yeah,
so.
I've now stolen all of his personal information.
Yeah.
And will now be taking over the properties of Baba Is You. I'm gonna put a bunny in Baba Is You.
Oh yeah, I meant to put a bunny in Baba Is You. I think I'm actually going to I'm going to stream Baba Is You development later today because yeah, as mentioned, I've been slacking on the Baba Is You dev streams. So I was thinking of adding like a arm word, which would be like a flexing arm, like a muscle arm to Baba. So I guess I could add a bunny as a less cursed secondary thing.
Let's go. Hello, very cool stick. The torture thing would never have come up in a prepared. Yeah, exactly. This is meant to be more like off the cuff. Like this is not like an interview on like Jimmy Fallon. This is like fucking Between Two Ferns. We're high as shit. Like that's more the vibe that I'm going for here.
I'm high on games.
Don't do games, kids. This is your brain on games.
Yeah, it's you just die like multiple times. To be honest, I'm glad that I'm not yet like a graduated psychologist, because if I was, I probably like it would probably be on some levels like illegal for me to make jokes like that torture joke, because I technically I would be representing like psychology as a field then. So please don't take my psychology jokes as serious comments.
Add every body part to Baba and let the player assemble Exodia.
Hawhinton, it already has nose, ear, eye, mouth, something else, foot, hand, pants, shirt. So you can kind of already assemble, maybe not Exodia, but definitely like a golem.
What about horn? Like a unicorn
Well, Baba
horn.
is a non-sexual game.
A unicorn horn, you weirdo! What do you mean?
I just trying to make like a horny.
I know! And I'm appalled. Shocked even.
That's just the way I roll. If there's a pun to be made, I'll make it.
Oh, I know.
Oh, sorry, you would have needed that much more.
Oh, it's okay. Again. Just playing it in the background. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Yeah. All of them are
I guess a horn. To be honest, I feel that a horn as an object itself would make sense in Baba, but I feel that it would definitely people would use it as an euphemism. So I'd
probably
not. I've been trying to avoid adding words in Baba that could be that would be too obviously kind of either problematic or usable in kind of skeevy ways.
Yeah.
Or
that's fair.
Baba, when adding new
take
words,
that.
to try to make it so that because many of the words are in 2 lines. Like a move is MO and then VE on the lower line. So trying to make sure that you cannot spell
Bad things.
slurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty... Like, there have been some situations where I've already changed the sprites because even though you can't spell it, you can get like 1 letter away
An approximation,
from something bad.
right?
And,
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't really want to kind of...
Wait, this man made
I don't
Baba
really want
is
to
you.
give anyone the chance to
Yes.
kind of like even as a joke to go kind of close to
Yeah,
something
for sure.
bad.
Yo, he got out without pissing off the shopkeeper. Let's go.
I pissed the shopkeeper off, but I got like past because of my ninja skills.
Hell yeah.
The sloth you are seeing on screen right now made Baba is you. That is true. And the Baba is you sloth. Ah!
Oh no.
Well. It would be kind of funny to add like a adult version of Baba, and then the only thing it adds is just like a single word that is just butt. It's like you have to verify your age before playing the adult version of Baba, and it's very raunchy, and it's literally just like butt.
Oh, I love that. Hempuli is Rafi IRL? Yep. You never would have guessed that the creator of the game has such a spectacular pompadour. Oh yeah.
I'm actually, like, my hairline has been receding and I'm sad about that, so I'm definitely not Rafi in real life.
Oh, it's okay. Hair's overrated.
I've been happy with somewhat long hair, so I need to figure out something to replace that.
It's a pompadour that starts like halfway up your scalp. Oh, Jesus, Hoff, that's so cursed.
Yeah, that would be cursed.
So, how long are you going to be adding content into Baba? Do you think?
Well, the community would want me to add content to Baba
Forever? Yeah.
But I'm uncertain where the end point is for me. I think I'll try to avoid adding any more like words other than like cosmetic words to the game, because I already have some plans for maybe an eventual sequel or something.
Oh.
And I feel that it would be a bad idea to kind of
put too much into this
imply
now.
imply infinite support for something if it could be that eventually there could be like a
sequel that you'd work on instead.
Same idea.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see where it goes. Definitely been trying to kind of slow down the development and like make the community realize that I'm not really
like this is not
I don't
forever.
want to promise. Yeah, like I don't want to promise that every single bug will be fixed and that everything they are asking for will be fulfilled.
Right.
Modular Sonobi Origami. There will be a bunch of different suggestions for what a sequel for Baba Is You would be. There's been Baba Is 2, there's Baba Is You 2, there's Baba Was You, maybe even like Baba Is Us. Like there's many different jokes that could be made. By the way, Dine dwarf Frenchie, is your name a reference to Dain the dwarf from Tolkien's books?
Baba Is Us is a social deduction game. Yeah, Baba Is Us is Among Us. Baba is you Among Us. That's the
Baba
first.
I sus.
Baba is sussy.
Well, if I make like a Among Us Baba is you crossover, then I definitely need to add the bat word. Okay. Thanks, Dane. I was interested because I'm a Tolkien nerd, but yeah, that's fine. There's a bunch of dwarves named Dain in the Tolkien books. Baba is Gone, a game starring Kiki. Yeah, it would be like a edutainment game, like Mario is missing. I definitely do want to try to make a Baba is You battle royale thing.
Oh, hell yes. Can you make more Baba Is You Extreme?
Yeah, definitely, sure.
Because, like, those were fun. not that the regular game isn't fun, but, like, sometimes the puzzles are too big right for me.
Yeah, I can understand Extreme being, like, fun in a different way for people who are not so much into the
not very
extreme
puzzle inclined.
puzzling.
Yeah. That's me. Baba and Crew. That's really good.
Baba Is You X is like that's like the dating simulator. Baba is your ex.
I am here for the Baba extended universe. This rules.
It's definitely like I'm definitely interested in trying to pull off like making several different Baba games. Like there's the RPG idea that I've been talking about and such. That it would be just kind of fun to try to make it so that there's like the Baba verse. I'm not sure if I will be able to do that because I'm not maybe as enthusiastic about like promoting something like that as someone else would be, but still, it's a fun concept. Thanks, Severin. Yeah.
That's another thing, actually. And it's not gonna be like it's gonna be more relevant for other people, for some people more than others, but to also have this as like a as a platform.
No problem.
For smaller indie devs to showcase their games and stuff. Because I joined the Indie Game Collective, and a lot of the devs will come and hang out and like watch the game be played, which is fun. Baba is new time traveling puzzle game. Oh god, this is 5D chess all over again.
Was there going to be a question, or did I misunderstand?
Oh no, it was just a statement.
Oh, like talking about this format of like a interview.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Do you want a jetpack?
I'll lose it quickly, but yeah, sure.
Here, hang on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clone it.
Oh yeah. How do I?
Down and the door button.
Down and the door. Okay.
There you go.
Oh. Well, I didn't get poisoned, so all is well.
5D chess with multiverse time travel is not a clickbait title. I already don't understand chess on its own to play chess, let alone adding in more dimensions and time travel. That's too much.
Yeah, I've understood that the 5D chess with multiverse time travel is actually a genuinely interesting and good game, and not just like a meme.
It's not just a meme,
which
yeah.
I'm very happy about.
It sounds like it would be just a meme.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think a lot of people just kind of assume that it's a meme based on the name alone, but yeah, it's not quite that, which is super cool because I enjoy like those kinds of silly concepts are definitely my jam. There's a mine explosion. Do
Do you want to come into the ice caves? I got some spike shoes.
Oh, you are in the wet fur zone.
I am.
Nah. I'll just leave the area before you get out of there.
Oh, okay.
There's the door. Are you ready there?
Yes.
Okay.
It is indeed a meme, but only in the sense that no mortal can actually play it well. That's fair.
But I've understood that some people have had like a lot of fun with it though, so I think there's still like a game there despite the nature of it. I managed to get squished by the elevator.
Yeah, the elevators in this game are a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice.
Turn around and back whip him. Oh, God! He's gaming.
A brawl is surely brewing.
He's a gamer.
Easy every time.
Yes, I see you've perfected the gamer noises for Spelunky.
Yeah, it definitely rewards. Like you play better when you make odd noises while
Oh,
playing.
100%. Yo, come pick up some of these bombs.
Sorry, I had to pour a little bit of lemonade for myself.
Ooh.
Or, well, soda, I guess. Lemonade. I forget that lemonade is not the, like, general term for soft drink in some circles. Whoops! There was a Lammasu and a bunch of other jerks.
Yeah, they all just kind of ganged up on you. It's pretty rude.
Well, I tried to gang up on them, but yeah.
It's hard to be a gang of one.
Yeah, I guess. Did you get the favor of Madame?
I did. That's why I went in there.
Okay, yeah. So I just suddenly realized, wait a second, because it took me a long time to see what was the requirement for getting there. So it's not like on the top of my head.
Oh, okay. Oh shit!
Fuck.
Fuck!
That looked bad. Nice. Wow.
No, please! I just want to leave. Fuck me!
Wow. Okay,
I hate this fucking game.
That was valiant, but no cigar. What?
I threw a bunch of
Was
bombs
that
at him.
intentional?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I had a jetpack. I was gonna make it to Sunken City and then fucking neobabbed.
Yeah.
As it does.
Yep. That's the neobab experience. But it's like a When you form a family and you get your second kid, that's a neobab.
True. Here's a crate for you. Present.
Ugh. Sorry, I killed the dog.
damsel?
No,
It's
not
okay.
the dog, the hamster.
What's in the crate?
Let's see what's in the crate. The crate had an alien gun.
Yo, let's go.
It actually had just rope.
I mean, ropes are still good too. It's no plasma cannon,
Yeah,
but
rope.
like, you know.
Yeah, plasma cannon is not actually all that useful, I feel. Oh,
Here, move.
okay, that was a good
Oh.
showing. Ah!
You are gonna get so shot.
Back when Spelunky Classic was the only version available, I made like a I made a joke picture of like a newspaper article where it turns out that the shopkeepers were using a cloning machine to clone damsels in the caves, and it
Wow.
was like a
Have you seen the
criminal
mothership
ring.
in this game?
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen
Okay.
it. So I guess I was like a.
You weren't totally off with that
It's
idea.
I was just about to blow ice on the like
The ghost pot? Oh, I know. Why do you think I revived you so fast?
Yeah. Oh, you had only 1 HP.
That's okay.
You should have taken the.
No, it's fine. I guess I'll just die.
Why didn't you take the?
You got there before me.
Why did
Oh
you
my
let me
lord.
do a bad thing to you?
God, you're so stupid.
Yeah, it's like a. It wasn't me being rude. It was you being not kind enough to yourself.
Yeah, that tracks.
This is getting a little bit too real. Sorry.
It's okay. Oh god, there's a jetpack in the crust.
Crust?
Yeah, in the floor here. There's a jetpack. You can't see it because,
Oh.
but I have the
Oh
jetpack.
yeah, because I don't have the glasses. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Baba is
well,
traitor.
It wouldn't help me either. So.
Please, I just want to go home. What is with all the bugs? Can you freeze them, please?
That's a lot of.
If you freeze the one at the
bugs.
top, you get a nice little.
Oh yeah, there's like.
Yeah.
Chains.
Yeah.
Monk.
Love it.
Oh. Oh, the aiming is actually fairly precise.
You mean
on this.
Baba is sus? Uh-oh, ton. Oh,
Oh, there's Tan?
the Magmar, yeah. Made her
Okay,
angry.
so she's not angry at us.
No.
She's angry at
She's
the...
just angry at the Magmar.
Right. Those magma frogs are maybe like the most elusive enemy in the entire game.
Oh yeah, AJE runners
don't-
cry.
Sorry, what runners?
All journal entries runners when they have
Oh,
to when
okay,
they have to
yeah.
get a lavamander.
Yeah, it's I don't think I've so far ever killed one, and I think I've only seen one being killed like once.
They're not. Runs are not always like equipped to kill them easily.
Yeah, I assume bombs are effective though.
I don't know if they are when they're submerged in lava. Lavamanders
okay,
are
so
basically
you-
the hardest enemy to kill. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have
Okay,
to.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
they have to be out of the lava, and then they harden and like then you can like stomp on them to kill them.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. By the way, are you familiar with the YouTube channel Ordinary Sausage?
No.
It's a channel where a person makes sausages out of unusual ingredients. If you enjoy that kind of
Is it like, are they
nonsense,
edible though?
well, he does taste them every time, so it's not like we are trying to make a sausage out of uranium, but they're definitely like, some of them are more normal. Like the latest one was caramelized onion sausages, and they were actually genuinely.
Oh, that kind of
tasty,
sounds pretty
but-
good, actually.
Yeah, but some of them, like there was a, what if I put just mustard in a sausage casing
Oh.
and try to.
No.
Like, some of them are, or like, what if I put an entire fish with head and all into the sausage machine? Like, some of them are disgusting, some of them are experimental, and some of them are kind of actually pretty good. So it's a good variety show.
Nice.
And,
That sounds good.
I can
I'll
kind
probably
of
check it out.
low-key recommend it if you like that kind of stuff
Yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
Baba is Union worker placement puzzle game.
Do I go to Tide Pool?
Wait. Let me put the bow away.
Olmec is already on second row.
That's fine. I'll
Okay,
just
good.
use 2 bombs to get in. Alright.
I'm water.
Speaking of that funny fishing
I'm
game.
going to
Okay.
die. I'm gonna die.
Uh-oh. Baba is
Yeah,
done.
it's
Okay, what, Rod? Speaking of the fishing game, what about it?
By the way, sorry about the like stream toy fishing thing. I kind of lost steam on that.
That's okay.
I might return to it eventually, but at the moment, I'm not really feeling.
No worries.
The kind of code it needs is often annoying. And the fact that I wasn't able to do the like stream reward thing on it was also a bummer. So.
Yeah. That's it, end of sentence. Well, I like, are you gonna make one, Rod? Like, I'm confused.
Eh. Speaking of the bunny fishing game. Eh.
Like, that's not a complete sentence.
Well, it could just be a statement, like, there is speaking of the
True.
people are doing speech of the
Bunny fishing
Or
game.
something.
Yeah.
bunny fishing game. Can I go through the door?
Not yet. Now you can.
I can.
Yes.
Sorry, I probably missed. Like, can I go?
Si,
through the door?
senor.
Well, yeah, I can see, but
Here, do you want a jetpack?
sure, yeah, why not? It was nice last time, and we actually got pretty far that time. So, oh, oops. Oh. Can you actually not escape this?
Correct. It has to pop.
Wow. Okay, that's
Ah, no!
that's amazing. Ah!
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
Get!
Nice axolotling. So this probably goes to the... Yeah, this goes to the bad place. That's a one-way door.
Yeah, we don't have to go there. I'm just gonna exit.
Yeah, okay, sure.
This Axo's so talented. I know, it was juggling the two of us forever.
Yeah, that is very effective pro play.
Oh my god!
God.
Fucking fish. Oh, that was terrifying. What
One
a
of my
good
game dev
dice
friends
shop. Don't leave.
made some of the voice lines for the shopkeepers, which is cool.
That is neat. Okay, if you
What is
can
your
leave-
favorite anime?
What's my favorite anime? Oh god.
Why is it Dragon Ball?
I've never actually watched Dragon Ball. I don't know.
Anime is not. You read anime. You don't watch anime.
No, what? You read manga? What? Go through the door.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, do answer the question.
Well, again with this, I have a genre problem. Like, there's so many good ones in so many different genres.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
What have I been? What?
I guess I was mostly kind of. I wasn't sure if you are even like a person who is interested in anime or manga. So I guess my question was more kind of like a general. Is this even a thing that you consider in your life? But
If
I
you're a
guess the
dub
answer
hater.
is yeah.
I like dubs, but that's because I often will be like drawing or doing art or something when I'm watching anime. What was the last one that I watched? Frick.
Some of my friends have actually made like a musical remixes of certain like voice acted or English voice acted anime.
Love it.
They call the genre dubstep.
They call it what?
I was just trying to make a dubstep joke.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so slow.
It was bad.
I don't know. I liked it once I understood it. Okay,
Thanks,
speaking
Frill.
go.
Okay. I don't watch, like, I stopped reading manga and I never really watched anime because I got too tired of the fan service, cheesecake,
Oh,
blah
okay.
blah blah stuff.
Oh, right.
haven't
I
really
think it
been-
was you that introduced me to cheesecake as like a thing that was not food.
Yeah, like the cheesecake that is sexy art, then beefcake for male characters. I died.
Oh no. Oh, your jetpack's still alive.
One Piece was the last manga that I actively read like 8 years ago, and then it got gradually more and more horny, and then at some point I just got so fed up with the horny that I stopped reading.
Fair.
But lately, I'm not sure if there's an anime of it, but does Dungeon Meshi say anything to you?
Does that? No, that does. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Hi, TTF.
The English name is Delicious in Dungeon, which is a really awful name.
That's yeah. No, nope. Never heard of it.
Okay, yeah. It's like a traditional fantasy characters go into dungeon, but instead of like riches and such, they cook, and it's about like what kind of food you can make out of traditional Dungeons and Dragons monsters.
Okay, I
and
love
what
that.
kind of physiology they have. Sorry?
I love that. You're gonna have to tell me the name
Really
again
cool
later.
idea. Yep, it's a really cool idea, especially because kind of like in some situations it makes all these like hypothetical, like if there's living armors in the dungeon, what kind of evolutionary systems would have led for like living armor to be a thing?
Yeah.
And can it be eaten? Like what kind of an animal would it be, and how would it be cooked? The cool, funny little concept. I died again.
Delicious
you
in
can get
Dungeon is
down from
amazing
there.
and weird. It's made the rounds at both your current and prior workplaces. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, E3 it is. The last anime that I watched was freaking Spy Family, which is
Like a
slice of life.
like a family or like goodbye family.
No, Spy, like SPY.
Oh, Spy. Oh, that one. That
Yeah.
one. It's pretty popular, right?
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Spy Family. It's so cute.
It's like Spy X family.
Yeah. I don't understand why they put the X in there, honestly.
I think the X is just like this combined with this.
Oh, okay.
Because it's been used. It's a very common thing in anime and manga titles to use that. Like there's Hunter x Hunter and.
I love Hunter x
Blood.
Hunter.
What?
I love that. I love Hunter x Hunter. It's a freaking great
There's
show.
apparently going to be like a new chapter of Hunter x Hunter coming out.
I think so. Soon. Oh, have you seen Mob Psycho?
What was the name again?
Mob Psycho.
Oh, is that the name is familiar, but I can't place it.
It's the same guy who did One Punch Man.
Oh yeah, it's that one. Like, it wasn't it like his previous work before One Punch Man?
I think so. Anyway, the new season of that is coming out soon.
Okay, yeah.
You thought the series was dead? I heard that it was coming back. I fade.
Hunter x Hunter. Like, I actually recently was shown Yu Yu Hakusho, like from the same artist, for the first time by a friend, and this friend explained that when working on Yu Yu Hakusho, the author got so stressed out and in such a bad mental state that he had like a requirement that if he is going to make something more in the future, he'll only do it if he's allowed to release things at the exact date he himself kind of wants.
I feel
is
like
why
that's
Hunter-
reasonable.
Sorry?
I said I feel like that's reasonable.
Yeah, it's very admirable, and I'm really happy that he got that. But it also has meant that Yu Yu Hakusho, but Hunter x Hunter has had these like enormous hiatuses because
Yeah, but I mean, like, better that than... Never mind, I never want to touch this media property again because it's caused me so much pain.
Yeah, well, he already had that with Yu Yu Hakusho, so yeah, it's
Forcing creators on schedule hampers quality. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
and
feel
also,
that
like,
there's
they're a person and deserve to, like, not feel like shit about what they're doing.
I think creative people are not persons. Like I'm personally a robot. I'm not a human.
But I am! How did this happen?
Are you sure you are human?
Oh, God.
Have you ever noticed that when you look into the mirror, your eyes look slightly flashy? I don't know.
Hello, Record. Hello, TTF.
Anyway, I feel that there are some benefits for example, having deadlines and such. Like it can
Don't
be.
leave.
Oh, sorry. I
It's okay. I was gonna sit on the
I
mother
was like-
statue, but it's not a big deal.
What do you get from that?
4 HP.
Health?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. It was just like I heard you say something, and I was like, okay, go through the door. And reacted too slow.
The robot heard
Yeah, like, I feel
leave.
that. Yeah. For me, at least, some kind of like schedule and such has been beneficial for the creative process. So I feel that it's not like being able to work on your own pace forever has also its downsides, for at least for some people. But for sure, like working yourself to death, following a harsh deadline is not really a good life either. And I guess a lot of like anime and manga people have like assumed that the idea is that you need to work yourself to death.
Eiley, Jess Ether 3
Jesus
lurk.
Christ, E3, thank you for the 3,333 bits. 3 threes is better, you know. It's more in theme. It's thank you.
Nice.
My character's adorable. Thank you. She's a cutie. Are you? Don't leave.
Yep. I'm not at the door. Okay. I'll go towards the door.
Oh no! Come back.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have the glowing arrow.
She said it's better, so I got it.
That's not.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. No. No, wait. Go inside. There's a bag for you of stuff.
Oh. Bag of... Oh, that's a lot of stuff. So is this arrow special in any other way except that it can kill 100?
I mean, it does 10 damage.
Okay, so it does do extra damage.
Yeah.
Nice. I've never been quite certain. Is this Hunden level?
No, the next one after this. 7-4 is Hunden
Okay.
level. Okay, be careful. There's a air trap.
Oh. Do the sarcophaguses appear in Cosmic Ocean?
Yes. On level
Okay, so...
10, 50, and 90.
Oh, okay, so they are more rare.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to die here.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay. Uh-oh. Oh, where's the bow?
The bow went away. I tried to fly fast enough, but I wasn't quick enough.
Rip.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's just a game. I only get mad at Spelunky if it's like, if I'm playing by myself.
Yeah, I guess the fact that there's
Ow.
another person to blame for things that go bad makes it more relaxing.
Well, more that just like when I play
Yeah, I'm
co-op
just joking.
Spelunky, it's just for fun. Or to dunk on your
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
I don't really know what other multiplayer games I have that would be good background games.
Yeah, a lot of them. Technically, there's stuff like Noita Together that could be.
Oh, that's true.
Kind of-
You don't actually interact with each other, but you
Yeah, but
can
it's
see each other on the map.
it's a little bit like limited compared to full multiplayer experience.
Mario Kart, Hollow Knight Rando. What? Apico? Apico is like an actual answer? GTF, when are we playing
Oh, yeah.
Apico again, you nerd?
Yeah, Epico is cool. Actually, when I was watching you play it, I got kind of
Hi, E3.
inspired to. Like, it would be cool to make something like that at some point. Not with bees, maybe, but like with something. It had a very cute style.
Yes, I enjoy that game. Much. I think what makes a good game of background game is a game we've played a lot of already. Yeah, that's true. You make
Have you been
Apico with
interested
buns.
at all, for example, Link to the Past randomizer or the other randomizer things?
I was not a Zelda kid.
I'm sorry, I need to leave. No. But okay, that's fair. That broken record. We were actually intending to play Stardew Valley, but I feel that I kind of got my feel of Stardew Valley when I played it for the first time years ago. So I'm not maybe personally as hugely kind of into the idea of. Like,
It's not as enamored with it.
Yeah,
What
it's a
the
nice game,
frick,
but I feel
Coolback?
that. Sorry.
Sorry, Coolback made it all the way down here somehow.
Okay. Okay. Hello. Hello. But yeah, it's a. I feel that Stardew Valley. I kind of maybe desire a little bit more goal-oriented gameplay. Like I understand that Stardew Valley has a, like the fact that you can play it at your entirely at your own pace is a big bonus for or plus for many people. But I'd like it more if it had.
God
More
damn it.
challenge. Oh no! Wow! Wow!
He's a gamer. Sorry if I went over that already. No, that was like offline discussion before the stream happened.
Yeah, we didn't go through it.
Yeah, I played like the first episode I did of this was with Ben. Ben Starr, who did who made Revita. And we played Stardew Valley fishing. And then we also did fishing in Revita. Oh god. All that farming nonsense? What do you mean? I love all that farming nonsense.
I enjoy the farming. The farming stuff is the fun part of Stardew Valley, but the farming is too lenient. Like you get too fast into the position where you can just get $1 billion every single day.
That's
I kind
fair.
of like. Sorry?
I said that's fair. Like it's like it doesn't scale like realistically.
Yeah, like my dream Stardew Valley game would have much more like town interaction.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sucks that Stardew Valley has the townspeople repeat their lines so quickly unless you are like marrying someone.
Pursuing
and
them?
even then,
Yeah.
when they are just like blank slates who don't have personalities of their own except to say like, "Thank you, husband. I like you, husband," or maybe like, "I don't like you, husband." But yeah, it gets.
Okay, so when are you
too
making Baba Valley?
Well, I have had some ideas for like I would also want to try to make a Stardew Valley like a farming thing where you also have to handle like irrigation more than just having a watering can. Like maybe you could
Okay.
make like whatever you call them, like ditches for water.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. Also, the idea that the cooking was slightly more of a mini game than just.
Oh
like,
yeah,
putting things
I definitely was like hoping that it was going to be more than that. Like I love Cooking Mama. I played a lot of Cooking Mama when I was growing up.
Oh yeah, Cooking Mama, like it's exactly something like Cooking Mama, where it's like a mini game or a bunch of mini games, and the result is kind of tasty-looking fake online food or like
Yeah.
virtual food. Can I go?
Yeah, I'm not getting the bow this time. We're good.
Okay. So that something like that would be super cool if you could like use your own produce.
Mm-hmm.
But also, just like having more to do with the townspeople. All of these are obviously kind of like feature creep things that could take forever each on their own, but one can dream.
True. I actually started playing Immortal Life, which is the farming doesn't do isn't that like involved, but it's based in Chinese culture, which I thought was nice because
I did see some of that. Yeah.
so that's been
How has it
interesting.
been? Okay. Yeah.
I haven't played it in a while, and there's been a lot of updates since then, but it was good when I played it.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I just saw like a bunch of people being excited about it, but then I didn't quite kind of follow much if it succeeded in fulfilling the expectations. There's also that I don't remember what it was called. There was like a Pokemon ripoff where the thing was that you also get guns. Oh no, what was the name of that? When we have a moment of peace, I'll go quickly pick up the trailer because it looks odd. It looks honestly pretty awful in a way, but it also looks like a very interesting take on the Pokemon theming, where the Pokemon actually do more than just like fight in a turn-based fighting system. I think probably not like what you see, but find it amusing.
Guns are exactly what Pokemon is missing.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all they have to do is add a region in the States and you know, Pokemon with guns.
The US region.
I hate America.
Yeah, if you wait just a moment here in the pause menu, I'll go dig up the trailer because it's oh, I wrote Emon with guns.
God bless, that's the whole sentence.
I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this. I'll link it in the chat. I recommend watching it. It's quite something.
Pal World.
Yeah.
These look like Digimon.
The name is also.
The guns are killing me. I can't.
It's really worth watching all the way through.
Oh my god, these little penguins with construction hats. That was so cute. What the hell? I see what you mean by like... Oh, they look like Wooloos. I see what you mean by this is like both cool and terrible. Like...
Well, just wait until you see the end bits.
Oh no. Did you mean like the combining one? You picked up your... What the fuck? That's so messed up! You just picked up the sheep and used it. What the fuck? Oh my god, they're in a factory? What is this fucking... What is this game?
Yeah.
This is so jacked up. What the hell?
It's like, it starts out so interesting. Like, what if the Pokemon actually do more stuff?
Yeah, and then it just got really fucking weird. No, I also thought it was rad like halfway through the trailer, and then finish the trailer, and you're just like, huh?
Yeah. Like it goes into places.
Yeah, like as soon as the character picked up the Wooloo, or the big sheep thing, and started using it as a shield against gunfire, I was like,
Yeah, crying, basically.
And then the one where they're like in a factory making guns, like, what the fuck? Like it got real dystopian real fast. That's so disturbing. Wait, is it coming out on Steam? I gotta wishlist this shit.
I think you can wishlist it.
Hell yeah. Pal World. That's so wild. The distressed facial expressions are amazing. Yeah, they're terrible. I mean, they are. They're amazingly terrible. Okay, yeah, it is on Steam. Release date 2023. Alright, time to go make friends with the devs of this game. Oh my god.
Are you sure you want to?
No, I'm not sure. Not after that trailer. I don't like that you shoot them. This is so weird. You just shot your penguin out of a rocket launcher. What are you doing? What is that? Alright. Well, That's... yeah. Okay. It's like a video game from an episode of The Simpsons. Yeah. Gaming with game dev for Pocket Pal. So, why? It's like a fake game made by someone to make fun of video. It is like, it does... if it was entirely satirical, you know, I could see it being interesting. I don't think it's satirical. It doesn't give me that vibe.
Yeah, like the vibe is very like earnest.
Yeah.
Which makes it
Weird.
much weirder than if it was taking the piss very obviously.
Link? Oh, here, I'll link the Steam page. But yeah, like if it was like clearly a satirical game, like, but like I don't know, man. That's
Yeah, I'll go get a shirt because it's actually getting a little bit cold in here. So just a couple of seconds.
okie doke. All right, where's the share button? There you go. There it is, like on Steam. What a wild. But can you eat them? Bunger, 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 bunger. I have to finish Bug Snacks. The game's fun. And even Eat Pals, it's in the description. Oh god, I didn't get that far down. Thanks, Fade. Bopsicle.
Yeah, I guess Bug Snacks in a way kind of goes for a similar shock value, except much more cute than Hal World. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, become food.
Detroit become human, Pal World become food.
Yeah, I was actually thinking like, is Detroit become human well known enough that I can make that joke, or is it like not understandable?
Oh, I know the game. I don't know about the rest of chat.
Right.
Reject humanity, return to Bunger. So true. Bunger is blessed.
Tell me when you're ready to move on.
Okay. Ugh, what a... ouch. Bunch of great items. Not? Okay, you can go. It's actually a propaganda game created by Team Rocket to desensitize the populace. I still want a Pokemon game where I can play as the bad team.
Yeah, it's like especially the anime Team Rocket is so ineffective that I think playing them as like anti-heroes would be a lot of fun.
It'd be so fun.
Like it could be like a game like a Popstar where you have to sing correctly the theme song and stuff.
I don't think I've seen Popstar.
It's like you have to stay in tune with the theme song.
Nice.
Prepare for trouble and make it double.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love Slowpoke Tales. You can go.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, that didn't go too well. To be honest, in some ways, I guess it's like one could criticize Pokemon for never really never really considering the implications of the world. Like they always go for the kind of, well, they just faint. They never actually die and we are basically doing like, cockfights with these sentient living creatures.
Yeah.
But that's fine. So in that way, Pal World, even if it wasn't satirical, it kind of does something similar. But I don't know. Maybe we don't need a game that kind of does the gritty Pokemon thing.
Yeah. I agree. I hate it. It's dark and I can't see.
Lee.
Ow.
Guess what happened to me?
You died.
Huh.
Don't think Pokemon should dive into serious matters? Yeah. They should surf into serious matters. True.
Well, the Pokemon movies have already dived into very serious matters like the power of friendship.
True.
The first Pokemon movie has a. Okay, that was bad.
Elevators.
The first Pokemon, amazingly, kind of so bad it's good. Finnish dub. Finnish dubs for a lot of children's shows are pretty awful in a good way.
Nice.
I went to watch with my ex. I went to watch the first Pokemon movie some years ago when they were showing it like at midnight movies, and it was gloriously awful. Sadly, because it's in Finnish, I don't think anyone in chat could really appreciate the
Probably
awfulness,
not, unless they are Finnish.
It was awful. I also recently actually scanned and retranslated to English the original Super Mario Bros. 1 manual for similar reasons, because the translation is so bad, and I wanted people to be able to kind of appreciate the badness of the Finnish kind of the Finnish translation without having to know Finnish.
Nice. I was gonna say, please don't die.
Sorry?
I said, please don't die.
Yep. What? What?
I win.
Ah. Wow, that's rude.
You want English dubs for everything to be recorded by the original voice actors who hopefully don't actually speak English. I would love to do dub work. I feel like that'd be so fun.
I'm going to link the Estonian dub of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Because that's
Yeah, it sounds like something
the
my chat should
intro
see.
song. It's very, yeah.
You find some of like the most interesting things on the internet. Some of them very cursed. Though to be fair, you do warn us when it's cursed.
Sometimes it's very tempting to link
To not.
the curse thing with something.
I've had enough spelunky for
Okay, sure.
today. I don't know
that's
what
fine.
else. Like, oh, here I'll just go look.
Well, I'm
here.
fine with like, if you want to end this
It's
quote
late for
unquote
you now,
interview
right?
thing. Sorry?
I said it's kind of late for you, right? And you still wanted to stream.
Yeah, I guess it could make sense to like end this here, and then I'll try to get my own stream started at some point. It's like 11:30 p.m.
Yeah, you have a weird sleep schedule though. A non-existent sleep
definitely.
schedule.
It's very chaotic.
Yeah.
It's very vague.
Well, thank you for coming on and playing
Thanks
Spelunky
for-
with me and
Yep.
showing my
I
chat
will
all sorts of
actually
weird
escape
stuff.
from How do I close the game?
Alt F4.
I guess it has to be Alt F4. I kind of assumed that pressing escape would open up some kind of a menu, but I guess not.
No, it sometimes glitches, where you can't leave the end screen until like it plays through the whole credits. Which I think was the case because I couldn't get out either.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a big issue because I know the secret of Alt F4, but
chat, you should play the game. What did you call it? It's a me. It's a me. That's on itch, right?
Yeah, it's freeware on itch.io.
Okay, hang on. Okay, chat, go play this game if you haven't.
I think most of your chat have already.
I mean,
we'll see.
I think there are some people who are like newer to the channel who might not know about It's a Me.
Yeah, fair.
Well, I will come
but yeah,
in.
Thanks for having me. It was nice to play game.
Yeah. And talk about stuff.
Yeah,
like
play game, talk life.
Yeah, exactly. Are you just trying to speak in like words that will fit in Baba?
No. I was just like trying to say things in a funny way because I don't know. That's life for me.
That's fair enough.
But yeah, are you going to continue streaming something after this, or are you going to be done for today?
I'm probably gonna do something else. I'm not sure yet what. I'm gonna go get some water and think about it. And then yeah.
So yeah, for everything, and I think I'll see you in your stream chat some other time for some more cursed things.
Oh, excellent. Well, I'm gonna come lurk in your chat if you decide to stream. So
I think I'll do it because I've been slacking, so this will be like return to form, maybe at least for one. But yeah, have a good evening or
thank you.
Afternoon,
too.
I guess. YouTube.
Ta-ta. What a nice guy, that hempuli. All right, I need to go grab some water. I'm very thirsty. And then we'll figure out what I'm going to play for a little bit. No, I'm not playing 5D chess. My brain is too small for 5D chess. I'm sorry. No. I have 2 games to showcase, but I don't think I'm gonna do those today because I'm kind of tired now. I am most definitely too tired to play an entire pyramid. I would die. Too tired for most games to play Power Wash Simulator. Nice. Oh, maybe let me do some art, actually. Let me plug in my tablet. Because, the channel point thingy, the emote refresh, I gotta... Oh, excuse me. I gotta start working on those. Okay, chat, throw out your emote ideas. What kind of emotes do you guys want to see? I'm not saying that I will draw all of these, just... What are you guys looking for? Woo! Bun Uba? You want Bun Uba back? Bunger. God damn it. Hard to argue with that one. TTF, Fishian already said it. Okay? I don't go to jungle anymore. No, I don't. Frick jungle. That place sucks. Alright, smarty pants, you and your bungers. Sorry you ruined my chatters. Yeah, thanks a lot, Fishian. Look at you done did. How could you? Come on, it was a pretty good pun. I mean, like, it was a pretty good pun. Can't lie. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be any less upset about it, though. Yo, Clip Studio Paint, get it together. Why are you taking so damn long to load? Hello? Oh, God. Clip Studio Paint's not responding. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. What is wrong with this thing? CSP, why you no work? Pain, suffering, agony. Oh my god, okay. I'm gonna restart my computer, which means I'll have to restart the stream. If you don't end up coming back, thank you for watching. But I will be right back. Hopefully Clip Studio Paint works. BRB!